Check this out, y'all. We got a lot to talk about today. Double G, are you ready? Oh, hold on. I forgot to unmute you. Wait a minute. What's wrong? There we go.
There we go.
I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready.
I'm good.
We got a lot to talk about. Good. Michael Orr's not adopted. Dalvin Cook gets signed. Ezekiel Elliott gets signed. Deion Sanders is going off on his team. It's just so much. And Kevin Thurman's supposed to be in the building. So y'all sit back, y'all relax, come jump in the trenches, and let's talk about it. It's the Gridiron. Good morning, Mom. How are you today? Thank you for watching. Welcome into the Gridiron. I am your co-host, Jersey the King, and to my left is my dog, Double G, Gabe Garcia.
What is up, familia? Good morning. Happy Saturday, everybody. Yeah,
yes,
man,
sir.
we're ready
to do Good afternoon to everyone watching around. We are live on YouTube and Facebook, so make sure if you are watching, you drop a like. If you're on Facebook, drop one of those good hearts and all that good stuff. Make sure you like and stream. Share the stream if you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. And if you're watching on Facebook, make sure you follow. Also follow the Gridiron
your boys and share it, y'all. Well. Share it, y'all. Share this stuff all over your social medias. Share it to everybody, man, because we're trying to grow the Gridiron. Y'all already understand what we're doing here. You guys are the loyalists, and we appreciate that. So you guys got to be the army for us, man, to get out there, be the boots on the ground, and put the word out about the show, man. And let's keep growing, brother. That's what we're doing. What's up, Hendo? Good morning, brother.
Good morning. We got some fan mail today from Hendo. We got some fan mail today from Hit. We got some fan mail today from a boy Gamertag, a.k.a. Loki down under in Australia. You know, it's actually Sunday for him, so. Yeah, he's definitely
that's the Loki I've seen on the Discord channel, right? Okay,
yes, sir. So
that's what's up.
We actually got a lot of fan mail today. We're going to get into later on, so it's going to be a big show, man. We're still waiting for Kevin to wake up and get on the show for us. So if he does show up today, we'll definitely have that interview with him. If you guys do not know who Kevin Thurman is, he is the former defensive lineman that played for the New Jersey Generals this past USFL season. So it's going to be fun to have him come on and chop it up with us today.
Yeah, man. Yes, looking forward to it. Looking forward to it, man, especially for those of you in the USFL. You guys are familiar with the teams, man. So it's going to be good to get into the head of one of the guys who was actually part of one of those squads this year, man. So definitely looking forward to it if we can get him up in here.
And then here goes Hit with the trolling like the streamer. You're going to wake up looking like. I don't even know.
Is that Shanae? You're talking about Shanae? Yeah, for Martin. Shanae.
Oh, man.
Shanae or Wanda. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
That's going to be a great stuff for you guys today, man. Again, we are live from
Las
Vegas and now. And how do you say your city?
Las Cruces. Yeah, it translates in English to the crosses. There's a whole story behind it. It's the three crosses it represents. It's a whole story back in the 1800s, all this stuff. But it is Las Cruces, New Mexico, southern New Mexico, right on the border with West Texas. We're like 30 minutes from El Paso. So it's kind of dope, man. I dig it, though. Hey, how was your week, brother? You living good out there in Vegas?
Man, I'm loving it. It actually hasn't been super hot all week. We actually had some rain. We had a flash flood warning last night.
It was crazy, man. It's that monsoon season, man.
It rained all day. So, you know, we needed that rain. It cooled us down. Felt good. We got a new microphone, new setup here with the new mic stand and everything going on, new board. Wifey surprised me with it. So, you know,
that's what's up, man. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I noticed. As soon as I you sent me the link and I came on in the video, I said, "Oh, he's got a new mic."
Yeah,
I dig it, bro. I dig it, man.
I like to be able to, move the mic where I want it.
Yeah. Yeah, one of those arms that comes in handy, man. I love having that in my studio. Unfortunately, for those of you who have seen me on here, you see a different background from me in the back there. See Bob Marley chilling right behind me over there, but had to bring the show indoors today, man. Got doing a little bit of fixing up in my studio, but it's all good, man. So we're still ready to roll, man.
Jimmy Hanna, from what I'm hearing, he's the number one Renegade fan. So,
I don't know.
You get the show up and
bro.
running.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have
he said
Jimmy
he's a super fan. He said he's the
Okay.
super fan for the Renegade. So when you get the show up and running, hey Jimmy, that's your man right there. He's actually bringing out the X-Fan Legion's Arlington Renegade show. So that'll be coming soon. Make sure you guys get ready for that.
Got to put up a show for all my Renegades fans, all my fellow Renegades fans. We got one coming for you pretty soon, man. So y'all gonna be able to do this weekly with us. Definitely. So dig it, Jimmy. Yeah. Just keep an eye out, Jimmy. Keep an eye out because I'm gonna have something for you Renegades fans here pretty soon, man.
Yes, sir. We're working on it. I'm actually making sure we get everything right because he's part. It's a show that's part of the Legion, so of course, you got to make sure that we're all helping each other out. Because that's what it's all about,
brother. That's it. That's it.
XFL. That's what it's all about. But one thing I wanted to ask you guys before we get into the show, really deep. Who has seen Blue Beetle?
I'm going today. No, tomorrow. I'm going tomorrow.
Okay.
I already got tickets.
I won't say nothing. I won't say nothing. I won't say nothing. All I gotta say is go see it.
Yeah. I'm hearing reviews from people really good. I know on Rotten Tomatoes, it's really good. The reviews really good. It's got like an 80-some% score on Tomatoes. So I'm looking forward to it, brother. I'm hyped, man. Got my little girl. It's gonna be a daddy-daughter date, man. So
look, the crazy thing is it's actually done a little bit better than The Flash already, and it's only been out a day. So just imagine, you know what I mean? But definitely go check it out. Me and my wife went and watched it last night. We went and seen it last night. It was really, really good. So I definitely encourage you guys to go and see that movie. But
I'll be there tomorrow, man. I got tickets already, brother. I'm ready to go, man. I've been looking forward to this movie. So looking forward to it.
Years now. Some news that I wanted to talk about. Speaking of the XFL, my man.
Yes.
My man. I'm not a DC Defenders fan, but I am a Jordan Tayamu fan. So Jordan, congratulations, brother. And you know what's crazy? Double G, you know what's crazy? His workout was months ago.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Like this just came up out of nowhere this week. Like I don't know. Okay, so I'm looking at their depth chart right now. It hasn't been updated yet on our lads, but I mean we're looking at Nick Mullins and then rookie Jaron Hall. Okay, my guess is we're 3 weeks into camp. There's something either going on with their depth at quarterback in terms of like an injury or something they're not liking that they're seeing that they're like, okay, you know what? Homeboy from the XFL that we just worked out a while back, why don't we give him a call and get him in here? Because there's obviously something going on that depth chart, but man, he's got an opportunity, man. And he's got the skills, bro. He does, man. I'm looking forward to seeing if he can. I'm hoping he can work his way into the preseason. We'll see. I know the preseason has begun, but I mean, it's an opportunity for him straight up. And
because if he learns that playbook, if he learns enough of that playbook for them to throw him in for a half, before the preseason is over, he can make some noise.
He would bring a whole different dynamic to the position, to the offense because of his mobility. which Kirk Cousins does not have. I mean, granted, nobody's taking Kirk Cousins' starting job. That's not what we're saying, y'all. What we're saying is this dude's got an opportunity to maybe get a roster spot, and no, come on, no. He's not gonna put up them passing yards. I mean, granted, the weapons are a lot better that he's got now than what he needs. No, but first of all, he's got to make his way up that depth chart. That's what he's got to do. He's don't even have to worry about trying to. No, they're not paying Kirk all that money to lose his job.
He ain't got a better arm than Kirk.
No. Downfield, especially, Kirk's more accurate. Yeah.
You ain't seen what Jordan Ta'amu just was doing.
I seen.
No, I'm not talking about in the season. I'm not talking about in the season. I'm talking about what he's done after this season to get ready for that workout and what he's done since that workout. Look,
he has an arm. He has an arm.
I think there's no doubt about that. Archie and Peyton.
But I mean, he's got an arm. But when you're trying to already talk about the dude, maybe even giving Cousins a run, I'm not ready to go there. Like, the guy's got to make the roster first.
He's got to make the roster first. He's got the mobility, and Nate Mullins don't have it.
Well, exactly. But you also got to understand that their offense doesn't base it around a mobile quarterback. It would bring a new dimension to it. What I'm saying is there's a reason. No, yeah, maybe, but it's that offense is built. The offense is built around what Kirk Cousins does, which is being an accurate passer, and he gets the balls downfield. That's what it is right now.
He gets the ball to Justin Jefferson. Let's keep it real.
When he makes the starting squad and gets at a QB 2 or 3, then you can maybe have that conversation. But for now, he's been signed to come into camp. Let's see where he goes from here, man. Let's see where he goes, because it's all about what the coaches see in practice. So we'll see.
Listen, Jordan Ta'amu has the chance of a lifetime to unseat Kirk Cousins by the end of this season.
No,
all he has to do is make the depth chart of QBs. Watch. All he has to do is make the depth chart of QBs.
The only way that happens is if Kirk gets hurt. That's it.
No, bro. I don't believe that.
Nobody's taking Kirk's spot during the season while he's healthy. They're going to live and die with Kirk this year because of his contract. That's what they're going to do. And to be honest, I don't see them losing the division. You already know this, but if he wins the division, there's no way. There's no way.
You don't see Detroit putting them up.
No, Detroit. I already told you, Detroit's overhyped. Overhyped. Worst defensive football last year.
Yeah, we said that. We said that. Listen, hold on. Just give it a thought.
And I'm not hating on Ta'amu. I will. I'm not hating on Ta'amu. Y'all know this.
Jefferson saved Kirk Cousins. He saved Captain Kirk how many times last season and bailed them out to help them set a record for the most comeback games.
Okay, so
comeback wins in the season.
Let me ask you something. There's got to be something to a quarterback who can throw it where a guy like Jefferson only is going to get it and trust. There's a trust thing there between those two guys.
If you have a quarterback like Jordan Ta'amu who can be mobile and give Justin Jefferson the opportunity to be wide the hell open, because when you got a mobile quarterback, what does that do? That he's able to stretch the play, right? If your receivers double team, triple team, and a guy like Justin Jefferson is normally double teamed or triple team a lot, if he's got to make some moves and get wide open, and you got a mobile quarterback like Jordan Ta'amu, unlike Kirk Cousins, that's going to give you more opportunities to get out of sticky situations.
But in that case, you're depending on your quarterback to get him open only. See, that's not the case. Justin Jefferson isn't that a separation receiver. He's a possession receiver, which means you got to have the accuracy as a quarterback to throw it to him in tight coverage, in tight windows where only he can get the ball, which is what Kirk Cousins does. Ta'amu hasn't displayed that kind of NFL level accuracy yet.
Cool. So you bring in a guy like Jordan Ta'amu to elevate Justin Jefferson's game. You make him not only a possession receiver, but you make him a receiver that can, get separation. Make him a dual multi-threat receiver. Now you evolve his game. by bringing in a quarterback that nobody would think that would come and take Kirk Cousins' job. But
why?
You give that team something,
for that.
An element that they didn't have that didn't allow them to get over the hump last year.
True.
If you make Justin Jefferson a more
they had no business losing in the playoffs.
If you make Justin Jefferson a more evolved receiver, he'll go down as the GOAT.
Oh,
over his career. By the end of his career, he'll go down as the GOAT.
I don't deny that. He's got that Hall of Fame type of talent, and we already know. We see it happening. We see it developing.
That's why I say Jordan Ta'amu has a chance to do something great with this Minnesota team, because they don't really fully trust Kurt. Why you think they ain't ready to get no crazy extension? They gave him a decent amount of money.
They're talking extension already.
Watch what I tell you, man. I have a good feeling
already. Unless Kirk Cousins gets hurt this year, though, he will be the starter in Minnesota for better or worse. Now, if it's all for worse, then they start looking at after this season. But Jordan Ta'amu ain't taking he's not starting no games for the Vikings this year, man. The bingo bucket.
I'm just saying. Listen, you gotta understand why they brought him back in.
Oh, I understand.
Something in him but this is the thing. They see something in him. They already got 3 quarterbacks. Why would you bring in another one?
That's what I'm saying.
Something in him.
I'm waiting for some news to find out what's going on either with this rookie they just drafted, or somewhere down their depth chart.
It's Nate Mullins.
What I mean? Yeah. So it's going to be interesting because Mullins has been a guy that they've been happy with, though. I don't know what's going on there. I'm going to do some digging, brother. I'm going to do some digging and definitely find out, because I support Ta'amu on this. All right. So don't get it twisted, man. I know what the dude can do. Right. He didn't get to the XFL championship for nothing, man. He really led that offense. He really did. I'm just hoping step one, make the 53. That's the thing. And if he can do that, then
him for a reason after months.
Indeed. But now you still have to get through the preseason, because guys, cat bodies are getting signed even now. We're seeing it. Yeah. I'd like to think he's more than a cat body, because you have three quarterbacks on your roster already, which means they're only going to suit up 2 on the game day. So that third one is basically much more than a cat body, But that's why I'm just saying, just crack that top 3, Jordan. Crack that top 3, bro. That's all I'm asking you, man. And then take advantage of this opportunity.
If he does, it's to the next level for him. That's all I can say. It's going to go, because he's going to have an opportunity to show what he's got sooner or later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kirk gonna mess up. You know how many times they wanted to take Kirk Cousins out last season?
They're not benching Kirk Cousins, not for what they're paying him. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen.
You know how many times they wanted to bench Kirk Cousins?
It would make no sense when you look at the season, but they were balling last season. There would make no sense for them to be at a point where we want to bench this man. Hell, there was a point they were 7-1 on the season.
But how
many doesn't matter. That's being battle tested. The way I look at that, you like that out of your quarterback because he's battle tested. He uses his weapons like
Justin Jefferson is saying, "Go get it, bro."
You don't want the man to use his weapons and give his receiver a chance when he says, "You know what? I'm going to you. You catch this ball because I trust you." That's what quarterbacks do. They use the weapons that are given to them. And Kirk Cousins did it last year, man. I mean, you can't hate on the guy. They had a damn good record, made it to the playoffs. It was in the playoffs. They had no business losing to the damn Giants. But
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, man. I mean,
you're right.
I do. I feel some of what you're saying on Cousins. I get it because the gist has always been there with him, but I'm just saying, right now, Jordan Ta'amu this move wasn't made this week. This move wasn't made for Jordan Ta'amu to be the starter by week 1. No, that's not why this move was made.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? So they're not thinking about that right now. Oh, he does. He does. And I hope he makes the most of it. I really do.
And he makes that QB depth chart.
He would have to lock in a very short amount of time You would have to lock in QB2 to be part of the 53, which it's going to be tough, but we don't know the situation there. See, that's why this was so weird, man, that it happened. It happened like, yeah, it's going to be hard for him. It will be hard. Unless Mullins is hurt. If Mullins is hurt, then he's got a great opportunity. But if Mullins isn't hurt, Mullins is going to be your QB2. I'm going to tell you that right now.
He's not. Jordan's not better than that rookie.
Oh, he is. He is. But that rookie's going to probably be a practice squad.
He's not better than Nate Mullins. Maybe we got to see how his arm has progressed.
We got to see. So yeah, I got to see mobility. He's got more weapons to use than Mullins.
If you see an improved arm, especially downfield, just hear me out. Because now he's in a league. Listen, now he's in a league with, I guess you can call it, elite offensive linemen. More protection. He's going to be able to show off that he does have an arm, right?
Okay.
Come on now. You don't.
We're going to say
Nate Mullins.
Now the question is
Nate Mullins.
I don't know that yet right now. But what I will say is, how are we even sure that we're going to see Jordan in the preseason? We don't know that because we've got two preseason games left, and one of them's today. They got one more week.
And he's going to get majority of the reps in the last game.
We'll see.
Because they're not going to put Kirk in. They're not going to put Kirk in.
No,
before the season starts. Exactly.
No, definitely not.
More likely put Nate Mullins in if he's the backup, if he's number 2.
Not in the last one. I think Mullins will get a lot of work this weekend. But yeah, I'm with you. I think the last week is when teams want to. Yeah, the last week is when teams, we both know this, teams throw out all these guys. Yeah. Yes, there you go. And that, you're right. I'm going to give you that. That's going to be his opportunity to shine. The problem is he's going to have to do it with a lot of those guys that are on the cusp of being cut. So it's not if he can do that.
He gets it done.
If he gets it done, then we've got a conversation, brother. Then we got a conversation. All right. We're gonna revisit this right before week 1 when the last cuts come in. But I'm with you though. I'm with you though, brother. Straight up, I want to see him succeed here. I really do, bro, because we everybody knows that follows us that how big we are on rooting for the spring football guys, man. And so I really do hope that he proves you right and me wrong.
Yeah, I do.
All right.
Because I believe in Jordan because now, and then you got to look at it. He's got his boy. Abram Smith is right there with him. Come on, man. Now. They signed him for a reason. They like what they saw in that duo in the XFL, bro. This is why I say Jordan is going to make the roster.
Well, okay. Now, him and Abram will likely be if Jordan does actually see the field in preseason. Him and Abram will probably be playing in that same backfield together in that last game because Abram's going to be trying hard to get a spot. And they got a lot of running backs there. Yeah.
If he makes Jordan Ta'amu look good, come on now. Not only does he help himself, but he helped Jordan. Come on now. Come on now.
We're going to see, man. We're going to see. We're going to come back to this here.
Minnesota Vikings got. You're forgetting. Lucky. That's 3 DC defenders right there. Lucky Jackson, Abram Smith, Jordan Ta'amu. Your 3 main pieces on that DC defender offense. Stop playing with me. Minnesota know what they doing, bro.
That doesn't mean they're all making the squad. We know this. Unfortunately, that's
make the squad.
That's the bad truth of it.
Is no longer there.
Both gotta understand.
Dalvin Cook's no longer there, so Abram Smith has a hell of a chance to make the goddamn roster.
Abram Smith's pretty far down that depth chart right now, though, in terms of running back, man. He really is. But that doesn't mean he doesn't have an opportunity. He can. He really can. You're right about that.
He worked his way up.
And I think that's why especially for Abram Smith, these last 2 weeks of preseason are going to be huge. They're going to be very big. And the bad thing about preseason for some of these guys that are trying to get a spot is it's not, okay, I've got 3 preseason games to lock in a spot. It's, I got to do it this week. from giving the reps because it's a week to week thing for these guys.
Yeah, it's not only the games, it's the practices.
Yes,
you know what I mean? You gotta also,
I honestly gotta believe that the practices are where you're gonna show the coaches that, okay, this coming preseason game, I deserve some reps. That's how the coaches say, okay, he's looking good in practice. Now let's see what he does in a game. And we know, we both talked about it last week, man, how to these guys, these games, they're going all out. This isn't like they're just, oh, I don't want to get hurt. No. These dudes are going to be balling out, y'all. So that's why I'm actually enjoying the preseason this year, bro, because you've got all these guys like this from Spring League coming in, and a bunch of starters sitting out. And they're good games, bro. They're exciting games. So
they're really, really good.
We're going to see what Jordan can do, but Jordan, prove me wrong, brother. Please do. I really want him to succeed,
Jordan,
man. I do.
Jordan, if you hear me, Jordan, I'm
getting emotional now. See, this is serious.
Because this, I can't be on. I can't be on the damn show looking bad. You know what I mean? You got to prove me right. You got to prove me right, brother. Because no, I'm not having it. If you prove me wrong, it's gonna be a long time until you become a guest on this.
Hey, man, but you know what though? I'm gonna follow him. I'm gonna follow anything I get on him this coming week. And hopefully, man, let's hope we see him next week, man. I really do, because if he gets on the field next week, I'm gonna be watching.
We have no choice but to watch. You know what I mean? Yeah. We have no choice but to watch. And speaking of, I wanted to touch on something that you brought up about spring leagues and not being respected.
Yeah,
the spring league is disrespected so much, and the reason why I say that is because you rarely hear about any of the games get talked about, like during the XFL and the USFL season this past season for both leagues. You barely heard any games get talked about on SportsCenter.
Yeah.
You barely heard any games. You barely heard anything said about the XFL or the USFL on First Take, or even NFL Live or anything like that. And it's so ridiculous that this past week, welcome in, Game Attack. Appreciate you bringing in, coming in, Loki. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because this past week, USFL player from the Memphis Showboats, yes, he is a former Seahawk, but when this happened, he was a member of the Memphis Showboats in the USFL. His name is Alex Collins. He passed away this week.
Yeah, running back of the Showboats, man.
This young man was young.
28 years old, man. 28 years old. Like, I mean, I didn't, I don't know if you saw anything of a cause or anything. I haven't yet. It's just been kind of reported that he had passed, but, 28 years old.
From what me and my wife looked up and researched, he was on his motorcycle and ran into a car making a left turn. I guess he ran the light. I'm not sure 100% if it was him running the light or if it was just a bad collision, but the car was making a left turn and he was sent through the window of the vehicle. He was sent basically through the vehicle. So yeah, he passed away on the scene.
Yeah, man. So you talked about how the NFL, I mean, we saw all they were reporting was former Seahawk, former Raven, but they're talking about like the dude didn't play football anymore or something.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And it's like, are you kidding me? You kidding me? Like the guy was still playing football. You know what I mean? And it was just, I don't know, man. It is. It's disrespectful. And I really think that
because he had accomplishments that are getting overlooked. Yeah. He played in not only the NFL for two different teams with the Seahawks and the Ravens, correct?
Yeah.
But also he played in what the CFL, I believe.
Played his college ball at Arkansas, man. Razorback, baby. You know what I mean?
And it's like, because at the time of his death, he wasn't in the NFL. Instead, he was playing in a spring league. You're not going to mention that he was currently a Memphis Showboat in the USFL Spring League. You can't talk about that. What, you're going to lose money? Like, I don't like how spring leagues get disrespected, and that's why I love the work that we do as advocates for these spring leagues, man. Us covering them, talking about them, presenting, giving y'all this news, because this right here, this shit right here, the spring league disrespect, this is what's going to stop the NFL from growing. Watch what I tell you, because you're sitting here stealing our ideas, mainly the XFL.
Yeah.
You've been hearing about that all week. Mm-hmm. You're trying to take our kickoff. Like, even the Cowboys, our team, they practice in the XFL style kickoff.
Yeah,
I posted that today. I found that today and posted it. You're doing that in your practices, even though it's not going on in your games. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my Cowboys to death. I'm not bashing them for doing it. I'm just saying the innovation that these spring leagues has brought. You can't acknowledge when a player is currently in that league.
Now, let me ask you something, brother. Let me ask you something. This disrespect, how much of it? See, because I've been hearing coaches talking about these leagues, like you saw something with Mike Tomlin this week when he was asked about the spring leagues, and he showed a lot of respect, saying it's a good way. I like that these guys are refining their skills and staying active. But how much of it is teams and coaches being disrespectful, which I don't see a lot of, but they don't mention it a lot. I get that. And more the media.
I think it's
because the media is shady as hell, bro. We both know that.
The NFL has an image, right?
Mm-hmm.
When these coaches, these players, they have to have PR, right?
Yeah, anytime they're in front of a camera.
You notice, does any of them say the XFL or the USFL? Does any of them say that?
No.
Does any of them say the CFL?
No.
They say, oh, these are great opportunities having these guys come from these other leagues.
Yeah. Playing. Yeah. Now I hear you. And that's when it comes down to the NFL as an entity itself. Like, how is the NFL? Come on, man. How they cannot feel threatened by these leagues, and yet by not allowing your coaches to even say a league name, because these players just came from there. That makes it feel like if you're threatened when you have no reason to be. These leagues are not threatening. They're actually helping your league because they're helping your teams. In preseason, get more eyeballs on the screens during preseason.
Austin Watkins for the Cleveland Browns. He was a former USFL player. He's balling right now. Balling.
Yeah.
But are they talking about him playing in the USFL before?
No.
Getting signed? No.
It's
just so disrespectful, man. And
yeah, it is.
It's like when you look at the NFL and you look at how the NFL wants to be the juggernaut, right? Me and my wife, we were just watching a video the other day. Check this out. It was a video of players talking about a script that they're given when they're drafted. Check this shit out, man. Listen to this crazy.
You know what's funny is I've never heard this, but this is my surprise face. I'm not surprised by this, but I'm interested, brother. What'd you find, man?
One player said, they told me I'm gonna get drafted and I'm gonna tear my ACL. But I'm not gonna tear my ACL. He's not really gonna tear his ACL. That's just the story. So he's going to do really, 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 really good for like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games or whatever, and then boom, tears ACL. And then he's out for a season. Then he has a comeback, and boom, he's just like pro. And then it was multiple players just telling different stories. Like, this is what they was telling me I had to do, and I'm like, is the NFL really that rigged to where you got to disrespect the spring leagues who are out there, getting these players in here and really putting on a show, showing that they have skills? Why do you think so many players got signed? Because you can't deny their talent. You can't.
Exactly.
To sit here and disrespect the league that you found them from, or that you re-signed them to an NFL team from, or however, that's just pure disrespect, and it's only going to get the NFL looked down upon. I'm telling you, because the players are starting to show mad love to the XFL and the USFL.
They are. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, it's not even as bad as it looks on the NFL. It's not going to be enough to hurt their product, which is why I'm saying I don't understand why they're acting like it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're not threatened by these spring leagues, man. If anything, like I said, they're helping your product, especially in the preseason, because they're bringing eyeballs to the preseason. Now we've got interest there now in the preseason. A lot of people that followed spring football or got interest now. A lot of people that normally don't get into preseason, like me, are now like, okay, you know what? I want to watch this. I've never said I want to watch a preseason game. Never in my life. But for now, I'm like, you know what? I'm watching this year because there's players out there that I am literally interested in. Exactly, man. And they need to look at it that way, man. Use that. Bring in those spring league fans by advertising this as saying, you know, the NFL puts it out there, man. You guys got some players that you watch this spring. They're playing tonight in the NFL. Watch our preseason game.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I don't see what is so threatening for the NFL to not do that. Like, I get the whole brand thing, man, but come on, man. Like these leagues actually are there. They're helping you. They're developing more talent for you to use, man. I don't get it, man. I don't get the lack of respect from the NFL.
I don't
even saying that they had their whole little partnership with the XFL this past season.
And the partnership is to be able to steal our rules.
Yeah.
And our game changes.
But I mean, I'm not going to complain about that because a lot of us have said we want to see some of these rules in the NFL to begin with. And I think that's what the NFL is taking. Like, they're saying, okay, we keep hearing about this kickoff thing. Now let's take a look at it. And now this past week, we're hearing a lot about it. How the XFL is actually been kind of mulling the idea of that. I mean, excuse me, the NFL has been mulling the idea of using that XFL or something like it in their kickoffs. And the players have talked about it this week. They've been saying we like it because it's safer. Guys that have been from the XFL and came up this year to the NFL, they're talking about how much they liked it. So if you are willing to talk about using the rules of another league, then we're not asking you to show the league some, like, all kinds of love, but don't show them disrespect. Don't show them disrespect. Well, you are. I'm not because I know how the NFL thinks. The NFL is a corporation first. They're all about their brand. So I'm not expecting them to go out there every week and say, oh, this is the XFL, do the XFL, watch the XFL. They're not going to do that. I'm under no delusions that they're going to be that hyped about it. But don't disrespect it. Mention them when it's needed, when it calls for it. Mention them. Let your coaches at least say the name USFL.
Just do. Give them their just due, because at the end of the day, the Sky Cam in the NFL wouldn't be there if it wasn't for the XFL back in 2001.
Facts.
Period. The innovations that they got from the Sky Cam came from what? The XFL. And in 2020, when the XFL came back and they showed these different kickoff rules and these different changes and things to that nature, guess what the NFL did? They started piquing interest, and the USFL didn't do that. They didn't change up the kickoff. They didn't really change up certain rules except the 4th and 13 that they have or whatever. Certain things that they ripped off from the XFL. You know what I mean? So
last year, brother, how many times did we see the NFL games last year using drone shots? They got that from the USFL. You know what I mean? But they weren't saying that. You weren't hearing them saying, this is
helmet cam, USFL.
Yeah.
Which actually the USFL got from the XFL back in 2001.
Crazy, man. Yeah.
But hit or gamer tag, Loki. It's crazy that you say this. The WWE isn't even owned by the WWE anymore. They're owned by Endeavor. They're partnered with the UFC now. It's about to be a whole different ball game when it comes to them. So yeah. But Hit says other leagues, like what are you so scared for? You just want your thumb sucking NFL fans to know that their talent came from a spring league, like it's gonna make fans stop watching. Exactly.
It's
not.
Yes.
Not at all. It's going to make the fans go and watch more.
Exactly.
When you make these changes, you're gonna have to address where you got them from. And if you guys don't, on national TV and on these different football broadcasts, guess who's going to do it? These guys on Twitter, the XFL and USFL guys on Twitter that are writing for them and covering them on a daily basis, on a 24/7 basis. I mean, these guys eat, breathe, shit, shave. Bro, it's all about the news that's going on in these spring leagues, the XFL and the USFL. So at the end of the day, for the NFL to really sit here and show that disrespect on a constant basis, knowing that you're pulling talent from there, especially talent that has never even gotten drafted. Let's talk about that. If there's talent that has never even gotten drafted and never been on an NFL team, where are you going to say they came from? Oh, you're going to go back to their college? Dude, you're like 30 years old and you're going to sit here and talk about when he was in college? Oh, he came from a college. No, he came from the USFL. Or no, he came from the XFL. Or no, he came from the CFL. Acknowledge that. Give them their acknowledgement, period. Sound like Roman Reigns. Acknowledge me. But it's the truth. I'm just saying.
Speaking of WWE.
You know what I mean? But Loki says, I think it's more about not wanting other leagues to make money based on its fans, not wanting other leagues to be successful because it's all about trying to hold a monopoly. And I get that, but the thing that the NFL can't do is stop people from watching.
Yeah, but and I think for what gamer tags, for what Loki said, that's what I was getting at. I'm saying that is why I don't expect the NFL to just show them all this love as much as I would love them to, but because the NFL, all they give a damn about is their brand. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like and we're trying to tell them nobody's threatening your brand. You don't have to feel threatened, man. You know what I mean? But exactly like Loki said is exactly, I guess what I was trying to get at. And to that point, you know, they don't want nobody else getting no talk when it comes to football. Well, you know what? It's going to happen, though, because you sure don't have a problem allowing your teams to sign these guys that are fresh out of these spring leagues. You know what I mean?
At all. You have no problem with it whatsoever. No problem with it. And the worst part about it is you're going to keep doing it. But
they will.
Here's the thing, NFL. The bigger these leagues get, the sooner or later you're going to have to acknowledge where these players come from, especially those players that you don't give a chance, like those HBCU college players that you don't even look at in the draft. When they come to the XFL or the USFL and become stars and blow up, and then you sign them from there, where are you going to say they played over the last few years? You ain't going to talk about it? You're going to just go back to their college days? No, you can't. You're going to have to acknowledge where they came from.
People are going to be like, that dude that played college freaking 10 years ago, and you guys talking about like he just got drafted last week.
Right.
You know what I mean? Come on, man.
You're not going to make yourselves look like fools on national TV more than you already do. So, again, rest in peace to Alex Collins.
Rest in peace to Alex Collins. Seahawk,
former Raven, and current Memphis Showboat of the USFL.
Yeah. Our condolences to him and his family, man. Definitely to his family. And our thoughts and prayers, man. Definitely sad. Way too young, bro. Way too young. Hell, I'm sitting there at 45 years old and I see guys past this young and I'm like, damn. You know, it's hard. It's a crazy realization that we come to, man. And it's when it happened, like the way you just said it happened. It's like, I don't know. You want to call it like pointless. It's a pointless death because, you know, he was still doing things, man. He was a guy trying to get his career back on track. You know what I mean? And he was still at an age where he had some years left in him, you know, to play. And it's just, yeah, man, my condolences to his family, man. Definitely. And you know, prayers out to all of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hello, Sandy. Welcome in. Appreciate you coming in today.
Hi, Sandy.
How are you today? Now, let's switch gears and I want your opinion on this Michael Oher situation. Now, for those of you who do not know who Michael Oher is, Michael Oher was basically, okay, let me say it like this. Remember the movie Blind Side with Sandra Bullock? That was about Michael Oher. That big old black kid, that was Michael Oher. That was a portrayal of Michael Oher. This young man was a kid who grew up with a rough upbringing, mom on drugs, dad wasn't around, things like that. Got bounced around. The Tuohys found him and took him in. He was supposedly adopted by the Tuohys. Sean and Leanne Tuohy. He was supposedly adopted by them. Come to find out, that may not have been true, but he was supposed to be adopted. They took him in. He lived there. He ended up going to Ole Miss, the University of Mississippi, and got drafted to the NFL by the Baltimore Ravens, played from 2009 in the NFL up until 2016. I think the last team he was on before he retired was
Carolina or Tennessee. And he won a Super Bowl with the Ravens with that Ravens team too, man. So
exactly.
You know, he did some big things, man. He did some big things.
Now, come to find out, this man was not even adopted. They had him sign a conservatorship paperwork.
Bro, when I was reading it, it took me a while to get that damn word right too.
Basically, what they did was had this man sign a power of attorney over to them so that they're able to make business deals in his name. Check this shit the hell out. You did what? When I'm 15, 16 years old, you did what? You tricked me into signing some paper thinking that I'm adopted, and it's really some paper giving you power of attorney to make business deals in my name? Now listen to this. The movie made over $220 million at the box office.
Million. Yep, 300 million from what I saw.
Yeah, matter of fact, 300 million, right? Bruh, he didn't get none of that. He didn't see a penny of that money, and they signed an extra contract to get a $225,000 upfront payment for the movie The Blind Side. Then turned around and in the contract it said they also get 2.5% of the movie proceeds.
Yeah, of the net, yes. What? And for his part, they're turning around and saying that everybody in the family, even the siblings, got an equal cut. His cut he never got, but he was told that they put him under the assumption that money was going to be going into account for his son.
Yep.
Which now they're not finding any kind of paper trail, I guess, for that. Like the money's just gone.
They not finding
and
no
it's
paper
kind of,
trail of the money.
you know, and I've seen some people argue this week, well, they were already rich, they didn't need his money. You know what's crazy about rich people is they're greedy. You know what I'm saying? Is a lot of them can be greedy, man. Sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes it's not enough.
Andy, he didn't give away his money. He was 16 years old. He didn't know. He thought he was signing paperwork to be adopted.
Well, when he signed the conservatorship, he was 18. But what his thinking was that he was being legally adopted, to where his thinking was, I actually got people I can call parents, regardless of my age. These are my parents. And what they actually did, what they didn't tell him, was that thing that he was signing was actually giving them the rights to handle all his financials, anything. He had no say over his money after that.
Right. Because they took him in at 16. I apologize, guys. They took him in at 16. And when they went to go sign the paperwork right before college, right before deciding where he's going to go to college, they had him sign his conservatorship paperwork instead of legal adoption papers. So they tricked him in a way, because now, granted, he should have read the damn paperwork. He should have had legal representation. But guess who his legal representation would have been from? Them. They got bread.
Exactly. So I'm pretty sure when all this was going on, I'm pretty sure there was some kind of lawyer present when they signed this stuff who was like, oh, yeah, you're good. Mm-hmm. You're good. Don't worry about it, young man. Go ahead and sign it. You're good. This is going to get you into college.
They even had him, and you guys, as you've seen in the movie, for those who watched, that was a real situation. He really had to go in front of the NCAA board and prove that the Tuohys didn't coerce him into going to a certain college. You know, so like he's been through hell with them people, and now to find out that not only was he not made no money off that movie, but they probably got businesses and stuff in his name.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. And you know, for anybody who wants, I saw this the other day, bro, and it just kind of like made me chuckle a little bit. The ignorance of some people. Somebody had commented on an article about it, saying, "Why is he coming out with this now?" And so many people that know what's going on jumped on this comment, because they're like, actually, since the movie came out, the dude has been adamant about telling the world that's not accurate. These people didn't teach me football like the movie shows. The dude was already a high school All-American, bro. He was already a high school All-American before this family came along.
He was just going through a rough at home. Exactly. He left, and they found his ass.
And you know, from all accounts, from his old coaches and everybody who are not taking sides, you know, they treated him very well, like some adoptive parents would. So yes, we can't. There's nothing saying bad about how the family treated him. Like some people are trying to take it that, well, they treated him good. That's not what this is about. That's not what this is about. This is the fact that the guy was never fully. It was never fully explained to him what rights he was signing away. They knew. Come on, man. The guy's 18 years old. You better explain everything to him.
Exactly.
They knew.
He's still somewhat a child.
Yeah. Yes.
When you're 18 years old, you don't know it all.
You know, at that point, everything he had been through in his life, he was street smart at the time. But that's a whole different level than when you're getting into that life he was being thrust into.
Like
at the time, you know what I mean? So
as something that he wasn't, and he's been saying that since this movie came out. He's been saying it. And then when he retired from football, little do people know, he's been doing a hell of a lot to try and figure out what the hell is really going on.
He's been trying to. He even got
this long. The original author find the conservatorship paperwork. It took this long.
The original author of The Blind Side, the original author of the book that the movie was based on. Mm-hmm. He's even said that Michael Oher has reached out to him over the years because they've tried to be getting to put a little tour campaign so he can tell his side as compared to the book, but it never came together. So what does he do? Some people are trying to say, well, he's coming out with this now to promote his book. No, he's been promoting his book now because it tells his story. That's why this is coming out now, because this is part of his story. You know, so I hate the way people are trying to make it look like he's the bad guy. And it's not everybody. Right. It's a small few that are doing it. But it just shows you what kind of BS is out there on the social medias, man.
And what kind of thinking that they have. But if it were to happen to them, would you feel the same way? Would you be saying the same thing? You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I think it's just, you know, it's just messed up. And yeah, Loki, he couldn't even legally drink, but he could legally sign his life away. Like, come on now, guys. Like, he's able to do that without, you know, proper lawyer representation. Someone that ain't part of the Tui clan or from their family or a friends or group of friends or network of people that they know, because the Tuis were balling. When I say you don't think these people had connections with a judge who's gonna let this signature just file that through? Of course they are, man. When you've got money and connections like that, yeah, it can happen. You can do a lot, man. You can do a lot, and it's just
and it's not like he is asking for them to pay him now the back pay of what he was owed from the movie and the book.
It. You talked about he does. This man. This is supposed to be about his life and his career up until him getting drafted in the NFL. You know what I mean? So,
and it's
why
true.
don't he deserve his money? That's what irritates me about the people who saying, "Oh, he's just doing this for his book." No, he wants the money that he's been owed for all this time.
Come on, man. The dude made millions playing in the NFL. While he's trying to get that money back, he's not doing this because he's broke. The dude isn't broke. He's doing this because it's something that needs to be set right. Like he said himself, I'm trying to, those that are coming after me who see my story, I want to make sure that they know the truth about my legacy. You know, and I don't blame him. And that money that he's owed, guess what? That's money that's going to go down to his kids and stuff. So I don't blame him. Give me the money you owe me. I don't care how many millions I made.
Exactly. He still owed the money for the simple fact that the story is about his life up until he got drafted.
Without him, bro, there would be no story. Without him, there would be no story.
Exactly.
You can replace any of the characters in this story, and it would still be a story, because without him, he's the focal point. He's the centerpiece. He's the reason that movie is what it is. You know. Oh, and by the way, real quick, just a side note. If y'all see any of these idiots out there on social media that are calling for Sandra Bullock to give her award back for that part of the movie, man, just tell them to slap themselves and block them. You don't want to read nonsense like that, man. Sandra Bullock had nothing to do with these people and what they did with this, man. All right. No, she played the part. She played a part that was given to her. She's an actress. No, she's not to blame for this, bro. Don't go there.
No, I'm not saying she's in any way, shape, or form to blame. But I think that any awards that have been given out for this movie should be given back, because the movie wasn't portrayed as a based or change it from based on a true story.
Because, well, no, let me tell you something, though. You can do this with anything based on a true story. There's always things change. So if you were to take that logic, you can go back and say any awards won. But what I meant was, like, people are going after her like she had something. You know what I mean? That I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Now
that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's like, really, don't go after Sandra Bullock. Leave her alone. She's out doing her own. You know, I mean, I can imagine right now can you imagine what her publicist said when they saw this stuff? Can you imagine her publicist was calling her in a panic?
Sandra, you heard this idiot just said, you should give back your award for the Blind Side movie because of what's going on with the Tuis and Mike. You're laughing too. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't me. I'll talk to you later, Sandy. We got a script coming in next week. I'm gonna give it. I'll take a look, send it over to you. Ciao. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what her publicist did, bro. Like, you can't blame this woman for anything that happened to do with that situation. Now, she may have gotten a idea or a little back history on what's really going on from the Tuis on some, we're rich and, you know, the whole Hollywood privilege crap. But other than that, you can't blame this woman for anything that happened in that situation. You didn't know.
You know what?
Come on now.
Yeah. And they actually tried to put it down as like now the Tories are talking now, and they're like, well, we had to do the conservatorship because it was the only way we were going to get him into Ole Miss. No, it's not. The dude was already a high school All-American. Ole Miss was already interested. You know what I mean? Their thing was, well, we'll get you in for sure by using our guys because it's their alma mater. We're alumni there. We can get you in. This is the only way in. From what I'm reading, and he's saying that's what was basically told to him, that this is your only option to get into Ole Miss. You know what I mean? And that's so wrong, bro. That's so wrong.
That's the messed up part, definitely. But everything that's done in the dark will come to the light when this trial takes place and everything, gets put out there in the open. We're gonna know the truth,
bro. I just to me, like, I know this pissed you off as much as it pissed me off, dude. When I first read it, I was like, "You got to be kidding me, man!"
I was so shocked. My face was like, "What am I?"
And it's funny because everybody always, when you watch this movie, you watch the movie, whether you read the book, you heard the story of him, and after he won the Super Bowl, and it was like this good, honest, cool, All-American story and all this stuff, you know what I mean? And now for this to come out, it shows you, see, it ain't always roses.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't always roses. So,
Hit said,
give me a sec here, bro. I gotta check my charger here.
No problem. Hit said it's just a rare thing. It's just sad that it takes former stars to put it out there, and that's exactly right. His talent got him in. Karma will get them, and you're exactly right, Sandy. His talent got him where he is. Karma is going to get them from what they did to him. So that's just what it comes down to. Now, let's switch gears on a higher note. 2 running backs that were really talented free agents this offseason.
2 running backs that y'all know we've talked a lot about these 2 dudes this offseason, man.
Dalvin Cook,
brother,
has signed a 1-year deal for I forgot how much it's for.
I think it was like 8 million. I think it was like 8 million, something like that.
Dalvin Cook signed
fully guaranteed.
And Zeke signed for $6 million, a little over $6 million.
Yeah, his was 6.
Zeke's
and he's got incentives. He's got incentives there too. Zeke does, but I don't.
I was just gonna say that. Loki, like the great Judge Judy said, there are 3 sides to every story: his side, hers, their side, and the truth. And somewhere in the middle, we're gonna find the truth. So,
and I mean, we could be wrong in the fact that maybe there was some good intentions there with them. We don't know. Like you said, it's gonna all come out at some point. Everything's gonna come out once this thing gets to a judge. You're like, come on, man. You're looking at me like, bro, really? Yeah.
Good intentions. All right. I'm not. I am not one.
I'm trying to be the.
Hold on. I'm not one to do this.
Party here.
I am not one to do this. But in this type of situation, where they at? What was it? Tennessee? They were in Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
Tennessee?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Down south.
Tennessee. What do they say? A big old talented black boy.
Yeah.
All white family. And this is I have nothing against any race. I'm just stating fact. They seen a big old talented black boy and they said, damn, he can play his ass off at football. Damn, he's not doing so well. His living situation isn't the greatest. This, that, and the third. Right? You know what they seen.
Yeah.
Dollar signs. I'm sorry. That's what this comes down to. Their kids made money off this movie and Michael Oher didn't. Are you serious? They saw a whole cash cow when they saw that black boy going through what he was going through. And it wasn't that he didn't know how to play football because he was an All-American.
No.
It was the fact that he had a living situation problems. His living situation was messed up. His mom was on drugs or whatever the case. He had a bad upbringing. He just had it rough. Period. They took him in. Now, the story we seen in the movie, the story you read in the book, it don't add up. Do it? No. So,
no.
Of course, the book side, the movie side, the truth.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day.
So what I'm asking is, I guess you said they took him in. There had, I mean, at some point though, you don't think there was at some point they're saying, okay, look at this kid's situation. We can help him. If there was even a thought at some point, even if it was just early on, man, I'm not saying obviously once you got to the book part, things change because money changes everything. Well, I get that, and I get that. What I'm saying is, even in a bad situation, it could start with good intentions. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying it did. I'm not saying it did. But like you said, we don't know the full truth right now.
But we do to a certain extent. You want to know why? Because they didn't sign no damn illegal adoption papers, man.
No, we don't. But what I get that. But what he was saying, they said, okay. Well, I read up on this, and there was something legal that because of his age by then they couldn't legally adopt him in that state in Tennessee at that time, which is why it was presented as conservatorship.
And lie about that's the only way you can get into college.
But you're talking 2 years after the fact that they took him in. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying there was good intentions with them with the movie and stuff. What I'm saying is, from the very beginning, when you looked at this kid, did you think there was not at least some kind of like, well, we can help him?
Yeah. From the kids, yeah. Not the parents, no. From Sean and Leanne, no. Not at all. They saw a cash cow, hands down, bro. They saw a cash cow. And then to not tell him that we can't legally adopt you at 18, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
He should have known that. He should have been taught that. He should have been informed that. And since he was not,
I agree.
Where's the good intentions? Then you have a whole movie come out and you go secretly make a deal to get an upfront payment and get 2.5% of proceeds from the box office sales and shit. Come on. And he don't get none of. There was never good intentions. There was never good intentions. You got to look at it. Oh, we're the nice, sweet white people in this area. We're gonna take in this little black boy and help him. That's what they all. Come on, bro. Because now look at him. Oh, we're just devastated that he would make these accusations. Sean looking like a damn jackass. Oh, we're devastated, but we'll end the conservatorship. You still got that shit? He's over 30 years old. There was never good intentions. They were making money off this.
Ain't it funny how now that this came out that they're talking about releasing that conservatorship? It's like, really? So now you're doing it. Why didn't you do that when the dude got put in the NFL?
After all this money. After all this, after all the money you made off the movies, what other businesses did you do on his behalf in his name? Since you're his power of attorney and you can do this with this conservatorship, what did y'all do? How much money did y'all really make off this man since he was 18 years old? And you're just now talking about ending it because this shit came out? Come on now, there's never been no good intention. Y'all been eating off this kid, now a grown man, since he was 18 years old. 18. And you've been showing them pity so you can look like the good old white people in your neighborhood who takes in little black kids and little others like we get to be called a lot of whatever minorities, however the hell you want to call it.
Minorities. Yeah,
you want to look good in your neighborhood to make it look like you'll take in anybody and help anybody, and you're not a freaking bigot. We won't call you a racist. We'll call you a bigot. Come on now, there was no good intention from day one.
I would call it manipulative. I would call it manipulative.
Since he was 16, there was never no good intention of taking him in. It was only to see what they can get off of him. Period.
Okay. That's all I was asking, bro.
Sorry, y'all. That just touches me, man, because I was in foster home. I grew up knowing what it's like to be in foster home and my grandmother come and save my life. And it was genuine love. I was raised correctly. I was taught the right things. I was taught everything she could teach me how to be a man possible. And my uncles did the rest. You know what I mean? But that right there, that's not love.
And go up to what Loki's saying here. I gotta agree with King here. I'm not disagreeing with you, dog. I'm simply I was asking you a question to see if there was another part of it because of going off of Hit's part about there being a truth in the middle. I never said I disagreed with you.
I disagree with that last part that you said, Loki. I'm sorry. It does depend on that skin color. I'm sorry. Because listen, how many white boys was doing that?
Green. Yeah. But green has one color, which is green.
No. How many white boys and how many Hispanics were doing that? Naturally, I'm not trying to be racist or say anything or say somebody's superior. Naturally, African Americans and Hispanics are more naturally talented in certain things than Anglo-Saxons or white Americans. That's just a given. I'm sorry. Look at every goddamn league. We've taken over in baseball, basketball, football. You see blacks all over. You see Hispanics all over. I'm just saying our talent and our skill. Meal ticket.
Athletically, yeah.
You see a little black boy at the park. You see a little black boy at the park dribbling his ass off, drilling threes, showing that he's the next Steph Curry. Meal ticket.
Let me ask you something. What do you think? Why do you think a lot of these college scouts, let's say basketball scouts, what do they go to look? They go to Chicago, places like New York. You know, they go to these you see them out at Rucker Park looking for some guys out there for a reason.
Like, man,
you know what I'm saying?
All these different famous street balling parks, they go there and see who is the best player that's out there and plays conservative ball. They play NBA style ball. They play college style ball. They play the proper style of basketball. You know what I mean? Not street ball. They play conservative basketball. You know what I mean?
And to your point, I think, I get what you're saying. What you're trying to say to Loki here is that there was something about him and that got their attention. You know what I mean?
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You got used in a different way, bro. I dealt with that to get look. I had black foster parents do the same thing. Made me look good. I was there to look good. Me and my sister were there to look good. I get it. Trust me. I'm just saying, we have natural gifts. So we're meal tickets. As soon as we get seen, meal tickets. That's what we get. That's what Michael.
The whole thing about this that makes me sick too is like you guys are talking about here, something that I can't relate to, just coming from a foster area. But the fact that anybody would even use the foster system just to their advantage and use that child to their advantage, whether it's to make them look good, whether it's for monetary reasons. I mean, I'm sorry, bro, but I just wish I could slap people like that.
Despicable. It's despicable. You know how many people, how many times I was in a different foster home because of the money? I went through. I was in foster home from a young age, bro, till I was 6, and I went through so many different foster homes, right? Till we found a really good foster home before my grandmother came and adopted us. But the only reason why me and my sister couldn't stay in that last foster home was because they had a child who had a disability. So it was either we get split up or my grandmother take us. So my grandmother took us. You know what I mean? And that's what saved us. Sandy, I'm sorry. I was laughing. White boys can't jump. I'm sorry. I'll just say it. But Yeah, it's definitely all about a paycheck, man.
Hey, talk to Larry Bird and them boys though. Talk to Larry Bird about that. Though.
Larry can shoot. He can't jump like that.
Oh, but Larry can jump too, man. That boy was blocking shots too, though.
Yeah, you're right.
But he's But yeah. That's what we were talking about.
Back to Dalvin Cook and Ezekiel Elliott getting signed. Dalvin Cook signed with the New York Jets, and Ezekiel Elliott signed with the New England Patriots. Dalvin Cook, he said, got $8 million, man. My boy Zeke, over $8 million, and our boy Zeke, finally, he was released a couple months ago by the Cowboys, and finally getting a team to settle in with.
Yeah,
he's got a new haircut. He's rocking the Ohio State number 15.
I got to tell you, bro, this is a good fit for him. It is.
Yes, it's a really good fit.
It's a good fit for him, man.
Really good. He already looks good.
Yeah,
he already looks. Really good.
You've been seeing that video from their practices with the other teams, man. He's looking good, man. He's looking sharp and he's looking fast. Yeah.
This is why I'm upset with him. I'm upset with.
Well, he did try that last year too, though, man.
No,
but I don't know. It didn't work out.
But he was looking good. He don't look the way he looked right now.
Oh, not now. But you know what? You'd be surprised what kind of fire the situation he was put in will light under a player, man. Up. You know what I mean? But he's still going to be the power back. He's going to be the short down back there, because the one thing that Ramondre Stevenson struggled in last year was when they got close to the goal line. When they were close in the goal line in those short yardage situations, he couldn't get the touchdowns. When Damian Harris is gone now, guess what? Zeke was among the best in the league in the red zone last year, finding that end zone, man. People don't want to admit that, but he was. So this is a perfect fit, bro. And with Belichick knew what he was doing by getting him there. You know what I'm saying? This is a good fit.
We did talk about Jordan Thomas signing with the Vikings. That was actually the first thing we talked about. So
yeah,
just go back and watch the replay. You'll see how we broke down, because I said some things that Gabe didn't agree with. So Jordan, prove me right. I'm fighting for you, bro.
Prove him right. Prove me wrong. I want you to prove me wrong, bro. I want you to prove me wrong.
No, but I'm happy for Dalvin Cook, but I don't see why he did this. This is not.
I don't
the right
see why.
fit.
We talked about this, man.
So you agree? Yeah, you agree with me?
He agrees. I do, bro. I do. Because now, let me tell you something, though. You know who it doesn't make sense even more for me? It's the Jets. Why the Jets made this move? I don't like. Everybody's all of a sudden you're seeing, oh my God, this makes them a Super Bowl contender for sure. Really? You're not going to have him and Breece Hall on the field at the same damn time. Okay, the reason this move was made, I get it. They're trying to ease Breece Hall back from that ACL. So this gives them an ability to kind of just run Dalvin Cook into the ground for the first half of the season and have a really healthy and 100% Breece Hall when they get into their playoff push come November. So I get that. But please stop with the BS about how all of a sudden this makes them a shoe-in for the Super Bowl. Because it doesn't mean that him and Breece Hall are going to be sharing the field at the same damn time. All this was done was to ease Breece Hall back in. That's all.
Let me tell you what this did. Go ahead.
That's all this was about. This was purely a move made because you know why? Why this tells me this? Because it's a 1-year contract. It's a 1-year deal. And they're going back to what you said, how it makes no sense. Guess what, Dalvin? You're gonna get your work in the first half of the season, dog. But when that playoff push starts and you got Breece Hall 100%, guess what this team's gonna do? Thanks a lot, Dalvin. Now get back there to the RB2 spot because we're about to let our boys shine. And then what? Teams are going to forget about what you did in that first half. I see what he's trying to do, but I'm sorry, bro. He would have been a lot better off, honestly, going to Miami than this situation because Breece Hall is clearly the guy there. He's clearly the guy there, and that shows me that the reason the Jets did this was because he's the guy, because they don't want to ruin what they've got with him right now by rushing him back from that ACL. So they're saying, let's just ease him on in, bring in Dalvin Cook, and that's it. once Breece Hall's ready to go in the second half of the season, Dalvin Cook's going to have to take a back seat. That's the way it's going to go.
Check this out. Actually, all they got to do is just come to the United States and go to the different showcases that the XFL has in the offseason. That's all.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you guys what Dalvin Cook just did to his career. Dalvin Cook, you ended your career. I'm sorry, bro. This was stupid. The Jets are going to run you in the ground. They are going to run you in the ground for the entire season up until the playoffs when you're no longer usable, and then they're going to grab up Breece Hall, put him back at RB1, and throw your ass at either the RB2 or RB3 spot if you ain't injured. And then your injury is going to be so bad because they just rain your knees down for the entire season. You're done.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why would you do this? Oh, you think, me and Aaron Rodgers, that's just going to be a good fit. No, it's not, bro.
Mm-mm.
They were banking on Breece Hall coming back.
Mm-hmm.
They banked on him coming back. That's why they let him rehab. That's why you only got signed to a 1 year deal for $8 million, and they guaranteed you this money. The reason why they guaranteed you the money? Because they're gonna run your ass down to the ground. They're gonna run your knees. They're gonna turn your knees into Jerry Jeudy AP knees. You're gonna have Adrian Peterson knees by the time you're done with this season.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have RG3 knees by the time you're done with this season, bro. You just ruined your career, Dalvin Cook.
Damn.
You were better off going to Miami.
Man said RG3 knees. Damn.
He's about to have them RG3 knees after this season. I promise you.
Yeah, man. Hey,
they're going to run him like he's Ezekiel Elliott or Jerome Bettis. They're about to run you like Jerome Bettis, bro. Welcome to New York. You're done. You're done. And then on top of that, New York, how does this make sense when Robert Saleh's sitting here saying he don't even know how y'all are going to even do well on offense because the offensive line can't even get it together?
Yeah, and the problem is, let me ask you something, bro. Last year, okay, their offensive line when healthy, it's pretty good. But what happens when they get hurt? They have some of the worst depth at offensive line in the league.
Exactly.
In the league, bro. So you tell me if one of these guys goes down, Dalvin Cook's going to be in trouble too.
And
fully guaranteed $8 million. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which brings me to the point of
should have gone to Miami, dog.
Smith or Kimberly Martin. Somebody get Bart Scott off national TV. Please, someone get Bart Scott off of national TV and never let him talk about football or any other sport. You're an idiot, dude. Bart Scott is a complete idiot. You played for the Jets when they went to the AFC Championship 2 seasons in a row and flunked. The butt fumble and all. You've never done anything successful in your career, and you go out. You have the nerve to sit on First Take and bash my Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah,
bash the New York Jets. Hell, I'm not high on the New York Jets, but to sit here and bash any other team aside from the New York Jets? Are you serious? Because you played for them your entire career and you were trash? You're garbage. As a player and as a daggone sportscaster or broadcaster or whatever the hell you're doing on TV, making yourself look like a damn fool. Because the things that just came out of his mouth this past week on Get Up and First Take, man, the blasphemy that came out of his mouth, he should be ashamed of himself. He should be smacking himself. How do you sleep at night, bro? You're a complete idiot, and it's like you don't even know nothing about football.
Talking heads like that are what made me lose interest in those shows, those debate shows, because the hot takes get ridiculous. I mean, look at Shady McCoy. Look at some of the shit this dude says. It's like, dude, what?
Yeah, LaShawn McCoy, you're an idiot.
I understand you're trying to get reactions, but sometimes when the reaction is like, okay, now I can't even take anything you say or react to it, so I'm just going to ignore you. You know what I'm saying?
My thing with Bart Scott, it's like, how is he allowed on TV after he said that T. Higgins was responsible for what happened to Damar Hamlin?
Yeah. That
you should have been never allowed back on TV, dude, ever again.
I mean, you even had players coming after him for that, dude. Like players from other teams.
Idiot, dude. You're a whole freaking idiot, man. And to sit here and say some of the things, Dak Prescott has more. He's not going to do well this season. He's going to throw more interceptions. How do you figure? What are you talking about? This fit for Zeke Elliott. I don't know. It's not going to put the Patriots in a better position. Yeah, the hell it will. Because now they have a big down back.
Yes, now they have a short yardage back because the red zone.
Short yards. Yo, like anything that needs a power back, that's a big down back. That's what we call them, big down backs. They needed a big down back. Stevenson was not a big down back.
Yeah. And they made him better. For him to say that it didn't help the Patriots is just, I mean, bro, me and you didn't even play in the NFL, and we know better than to make a dumbass comment like that. Jersey about to lose. I was gonna say, I'm glad you said it hit. I don't know, man. I tried to.
I had to give a Jersey's rant today,
man. You're on one today. It's all good, brother. That's what we do here. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, man.
They're pathetic. And Kimberly Martin, come on. Get off the Jets, Mimi. Get off their job.
They're all on it.
Everybody's on it. They're not going to even make the playoffs. Watch what I tell you. And everybody's going to, you know what? That's when this show's going to go viral. Because Jersey the King keeps saying it every single week that the Jets are not going to make the playoffs. And when the Jets do not make the playoffs, I think I'm going to be the only person besides you who just sat here and said this the whole season plus before this month started. So, with that being said, congratulations, Dalvin Cook. You have ended your career. You big doofus. And Zeke, you may have just revamped your career going to Belichick's team.
Bro, for real, I am happy for Zeke, man. I was really, I was one of the Cowboys fans that was holding out the small hope that we would bring him back on a cheap contract as an RB2. Yeah. I knew it wasn't going to be likely, especially when the talks kept happening, the meetings with the Patriots. So I was like, okay. But I'm happy for him, man. And I'm happy for Zeke, man. I really am, especially because if Ramondre goes down, tell me this is not an opportunity for Zeke.
I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to wake her up. Damn. You know what? You know what I'm going to do? Just for you, bro. I got to find it. I don't even know where the new sound alert is. I got new sounds. I don't know where it's at. But just... Oh, here it is. I'll slack myself. That's for you. That's for you, Loki. I'm sorry. Tell your girl I'm so sorry. I did not mean. It's just I had to get that out, man. I had to. I'm sorry. I'll turn my mic down. No, but I'm very, very happy for Zeke. I'm very happy for.
Imagine it, I don't ever want to talk about injuries, but Ramondre's had a couple of games over the last couple of seasons where he might have to miss a game. It's a big opportunity for Zeke because when you look at what the Patriots, what they went after Zeke for a reason, bro. This wasn't just something like they were like, we need to fill this roster spot, and he's a proven running back. He's got history, all right. If you're looking at their depth chart, brother. Okay, so when you look at Ramondre Stevenson before Zeke got there, Ty Montgomery was that RB2. That is a big drop off, and he's not a power back. So Zeke, you look at Ty Montgomery, they got Pierre Strong Jr. and J.J. Taylor. Zeke is better than all three of them. So they already, this signing improved their RB2 situation dramatically.
It not only improved their RB2 situation, it's going to put a fire under RB1's ass.
Oh, big time.
Because
and this is going to be a typical.
He's in college fit form. Like he looked like he's coming out of college. He looks
good, bro.
He looked like his senior year in college. or his last year in college. I don't believe he even had a senior year in college, but he looks like his last year in college before he got drafted.
He looks like that. He looks like that rookie year with Dallas.
Yeah, he got the haircut. What? Zeke know what he's doing?
Yeah.
He's going to.
It's a fresh start. It's a fresh start. When you do that whole thing with the hair, everything, he's basically saying, I'm starting fresh now. Yeah. And he's got an opportunity there, man. And I really do hope that whatever opportunities he gets this year, that they're good. Except for week 4, dog. When you play the Cowboys, I don't want to see you balling out that week, Zeke. All right. That's all I'm saying, man. But we will be seeing him in week 4. That's
Lucky, I got you, man. Don't worry, just fan mail it up. Send it through some fan mail, and we'll get it popping. Just send me your. You already know where to send me your fan mail. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. No, but I'm very excited for the upcoming season. To see Dalvin Cook end his career and revamp his career. That's why I put this.
Let me ask you something, Jersey. Let me ask you. Both of these two signings, right? They're both RB2 signings, both in the same division. Which one of these helps their team more?
Oh, the Zeke signing, most definitely.
Yeah, I think the Zeke in the long run does. I don't
even see Dalvin Cook as an RB2 right now. Dalvin Cook's RB3 right now. I'm sorry.
Wow.
If you notice,
you think he's behind Michael Carter? Or it's Zonovan Knight? Or they got Zonovan Knight or Michael Hall. Okay.
I don't even remember. But RB2
they got Michael Carter and Zonovan Knight. Yeah.
RB2 from last season is still RB2 from last season.
That was Michael Carter. Yeah.
Dalvin Cook got to work his way up.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I think they're bringing him in automatically to start week 1 because the Breece Hall's going to get limited work. I think Dalvin Cook was brought in specifically to maybe
don't break your team down.
Maybe
don't be stupid and break your team down.
As he's going to be on the 53 on week 1, and I think he will get the bulk of the carries
to put him on the roster. He's going to get some carries.
The difference is which one
to start in week 1.
So come week 1,
I think they're going to let him come wait till week 2. They're going to let him wait till week 2.
Do you think they release Zonovan Knight, or they're not releasing Michael Carter because he also can play defense? That's the thing. He can play defense.
They're going to release.
So we could be seeing Zonovan Knight on the released or on the practice squad, which is a shame because he filled in pretty good when Michael Carter got hurt last year. So
exactly.
You know, this is why this move made no sense for me, bro. Like it was like if you're going to ease Breece Hall back in,
you had 3 quality running backs on your team already. You just didn't have the offensive line.
Now, don't get me wrong. Michael Carter and Zonovan Knight are not Breece Hall or Dalvin Cook, what Dalvin Cook was. But they're good enough that if you were just wanting to ease back Breece Hall, you could have shared the load between the 2 other guys for the first few weeks. You know what I'm saying? That's why this move didn't make a lot of sense to me. What it tells me is that New York's hitting that panic button saying, you know what, we got to win a Super Bowl now. But this didn't make you a whole lot better. It really didn't.
This is my thing right here. If he walks in week 1 without proving himself to the team, then it's going to cause morale issues, bro.
That's my thing. That's my thing. He was paid because they're going based on what he did last year. So to them, he's proven himself already. You're likely won't see Dalvin Cook much in the preseason because he's already locked in. They might get him in to get comfortable.
Sam Darnold's a little better than Brock Purdy, right? Brock Purdy just came back from injury, showed a week of practice that he could throw the damn ball, and he's the starter.
Yeah.
You feel me?
But it's 2 different situations, so man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I mean, when you're talking,
Sam Darnold, I laughed at this, but then I went back and looked, and I'm like, you know what? Some people may make a point. Sam Darnold, with the weapons that Kyle Shanahan gives him, and has surrounding all those quarterbacks over there, any of those quarterbacks could take their team to the championship. I'm not. Anybody that's in that quarterback room right now on the San Francisco 49ers can take that team to the NFC Championship or the Super Bowl. Right or wrong?
Right.
So
right. I don't. Yeah.
I look at this Jets team, and it's like, okay, you don't have all the pieces like the 49ers does. You don't have all the pieces like the Buffalo Bills do. You don't have all the pieces like the Miami Dolphins do. You don't even have all the pieces like the freaking New England Patriots do. So within their division, the Jets aren't. This move for bringing in Dalvin Cook wasn't smart. Get your offensive line up before you sit here and try and bring in a quality running back who's going to need an offensive line to protect him and help him get down the field.
When you think about it, though, maybe that's their thinking is our offensive line isn't good enough for our RB2 and 3 right now to produce. So we need to bring in a back that can maybe kind of create his own. I don't know. I'm just the way I'm looking at it, because right now, looking at the depth chart right now, Dalvin Cook is listed on their official depth chart right now as the RB2 behind Breece Hall. So,
and I don't agree with that because Michael Carter is number 3.
Well, that tells me, though, that right now, it's Dalvin Cook's job to lose, which is probably not going to happen because he's not going to see a lot of time in the preseason. So I'm expecting to see him in week 1.
On the field.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see a lot of Dalvin Cook in week 1. I'm talking maybe about 15 carries to as where maybe Breece Hall gets about maybe 8 to 10. Maybe
he might. We'll see in the night. So we'll see. But I think we're going to see more of Michael Carter. Yeah, I
agree with you though. In the terms that Elliot this doesn't make them a lot better. Yeah.
It definitely makes more sense for the Ezekiel Elliott signing with the Patriots and the Patriots beefing up their RB2 spot, getting them a big down back, getting them a back that can come out of the backfield, be there for those dump routes, those check downs, and get you yards up the field and with
pass
power.
Blocking.
You know what I mean? Pass blocking.
And he's going to protect Mac Jones back there, bro. That's
so if they want to put Stevenson. If they want to put, I keep calling him Stevenson. If they want to put, how do you say his first name? Ramondre, right?
Ramondre. Yeah.
If they want to put Ramondre and Zeke in the backfield at the same time and give Ramondre the ball and allow Zeke to go out and block, they could do it because Zeke is not only a good pass blocker, but he's learned how to become a good run blocker. Being out there with Tony Pollard. Come on, now he was out there laying blocks with Tony, you know what I mean? Or for Tony, opening up lanes for Tony Pollard when they were doing dual running back sets for the Cowboys. So Zeke is a dual threat running back in different, not even just dual. He's a multi-threat running back.
The thing about Zeke that a lot of people did not want to acknowledge is that he is, as a running back from the running back position, he is an elite pass blocker. He really is. I mean, we've seen Zeke take on some big dudes, man. Linebackers coming full speed, and he just stands them up, man. Like he knows what he's doing in that blocking game. So and Belichick knows this. He knows this, man. They brought him in for more than just the short yardage, which was the main reason. But they know he's like you said, he's an all-purpose back. He really is.
When that running back in the backfield, when you see a running back in the backfield on the New England Patriots offensive set, and it's a passing play, more than likely it's going to be number 15 who's going to be in that running back position. And he's going to be.
I love that he went back to his old OSU number, man.
Setting that pass block and then breaking off for a route. Trust me, Zeke know what he's doing, and I do too, man. I love it. He's gone back to his roots. He went back to number 15. He said, "You know what? I'm gonna go back to what got me here in the first place." So that makes a hell of a lot more sense. I think that's going to be a more successful outcome. I think
especially in the long run. I think in the long run, especially.
Dalvin Cook, that was pointless. As you've seen, the Jets couldn't protect their hell, their quarterback or their running back last season. What makes you think they're going to do it again?
Well, they had quarterback issues anyways, but
it does not matter.
We've already,
your quarterback gonna have issues if they ain't got no line to protect them.
Well, let me tell you this though. The one thing about Aaron Rodgers though, where this is going to help, I shouldn't say help, where it's going to disguise how much they're lacking at offensive line, is the fact that Aaron Rodgers has one of the quickest releases in football still. Even still, he does. The guy just gets rid of the ball quickly. We saw it against Dallas last year, especially in that late in that game where the pass rush was getting there. And it was just so frustrating watching how quick this dude gets rid of it. It's going to disguise some of that, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to get to him.
Way better offensive line than the Jets
Absolutely.
do. Even still to this year. Even that's why I think Jordan Love's going to be successful somewhat because of that offensive line. So at the end of the day, if that O-line don't get better, it don't matter how fast you can release the ball. If you got some of the fastest defensive linemen and linebackers coming at you, or if you have linebackers who can drop back in coverage while your big boys up front are rushing the passer, come on now. That sets up more mistakes on that passer's end with those quick releases. Yeah, you're going to try to release it quick, and you're going to have a linebacker who's smart enough and has the IQ, who's playing that QB spy. He's watching the QB. You got to imagine they got look. Teams now know that Aaron Rodgers is on a new team. He's no longer with the Green Bay Packers, so they don't have to plan for him like he's on the Green Bay Packers. They have to plan for him like he's on the New York Jets.
But let me tell you something though. The thing about, you don't have to like Aaron Rodgers. I care less for Aaron Rodgers, to be honest. But I'm also not gonna. The guy, his release is going to make a difference. But you're talking about forcing him. No, but you're talking about forcing him into mistakes. But you seem to forget Aaron Rodgers to this day has the best turnover to touchdown ratio of all time. The guy doesn't make a lot of mistakes when he's throwing the ball. He does it. He'll throw balls away. He'll miss his receivers at times, but he doesn't throw a lot of interceptions. That's the one thing. So it is maybe to your point.
Later in his career.
True. But look what Tom Brady did with those weapons in Tampa year before last. I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying.
They won a Super Bowl. They won a Super Bowl.
He don't got that. You don't have
He's got weapons. You got Garrett Wilson there, though. You got the offensive rookie of the year.
Tampa had an offensive line.
Okay, but the offensive line for the Jets, the starters are good. It's their depth that is
not according to Robert. Not according to their coach. Don't lie. Don't sit here and lie on this show.
I'm about to bring this up. No. We're gonna bring up the rankings right now, brother. I'm gonna show you. Because I've been doing my research this week, dog. I've been doing my research this week.
In camp, if you watch the Hard Knocks show, Robert Salah is going off on his offensive line because they're not getting the job done. In that joint practice,
he should be.
Aaron Rodgers got sacked so many times. Many times in these joint practices.
But that is what camp is about. That is what camp is about, is correcting those issues. That's what I'm saying. Don't expect to see a practice level offensive line.
Here's the problem with the New York Jets.
The offensive line is going to struggle when they get hurt. When somebody gets hurt on that line, they're going to struggle.
But here's the thing. They're young, and they haven't played with each other a lot. Trust me. There's players from last season that were injured and missed damn near the entire season. So this offensive line has not played together a lot. They have little to damn near no experience of playing with each other as a core group.
You know where their big issue is? They don't know who their center is. Their big issue is their center, to be honest.
And your center is your leader.
They don't even know who their center is going to be. It is. Well, what I'm trying to tell you is there's a reason Aaron Rodgers. All I'm saying is don't be surprised if you're watching Aaron Rodgers get rid of that ball quick, completing these quick little slant routes to Garrett Wilson. Don't be surprised when you're seeing that on these blitzes, because I don't like Aaron Rodgers, but I also know what the dude does well. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a chess match. It'll be a chess match, to be honest.
come to Diggs Island and have Aaron Rodgers throw those little quick release short routes and Trayvon go take some things. Stephon Gilmore go take some things.
I'm with you on that, baby.
So many teams are game planning for this, bro. They're game planning for Aaron Rodgers being on a team with younger players and a better team than the previous team he was on for the last 3. And again, I keep going back to this. For the last 3 to 4 seasons, Aaron Rodgers has won 2 MVPs, still ain't made it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
2 MVPs, still ain't make it to the NFC Championship. 2 MVPs, still ain't make it to the freaking Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers has not won a Super Bowl since he was with Mike McCarthy. So everybody wants to hear
Mike now, baby,
about Mike McCarthy as a coach and how Aaron Rodgers is better without him. How? Aaron Rodgers ain't won a Super Bowl or had a good playoff run since Mike McCarthy. So how has Aaron Rodgers been better without Mike McCarthy? Let's keep it 100.
I agree with you.
I agree with you. He ain't seen the greatness and the success that he saw with Mike McCarthy since Mike McCarthy has left. So you think that all of a sudden he's going to go to New York and play with a bunch of young kids? He got, who did he have last year? 2 stud receivers in Green Bay. Christian Watson and
Watson came on late in the year. He did. Romeo Doubs. Romeo Doubs.
Come on now. Studs. Still had the 2-headed monster in Aaron Jones and both of their names is Jones. Both running backs.
No, it was Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. AJ
Dillon. There you go. I don't know why I'm thinking it's another Jones, but you had a 2-headed monster at running back. You had 2 core receivers. You had a tight end, even though he was still young. You still had a tight end that you could have made
a decent defense. And a decent defense. But the Jets actually probably have a better defense. The Jets probably have a better defense, but
Aaron Rodgers, why haven't you made the playoffs the last 3 out of 4 seasons? Why? What's going on? You've had weapons in Green Bay. You had Devontae Adams and still didn't make it.
Well, Devontae Adams was the reason he won that last MVP, if you ask me.
Exactly, and they still didn't make it. And then Devontae Adams left. Because they didn't even make he won the MVP that year, and they still didn't make the playoffs. And Devontae Adams said, you know what? Let me go back to my college days and play with my boy Derek.
Dude, since when does a freaking MVP how do you win an MVP without even like getting your team through a little playoff run? You know what I'm saying? I didn't get that, bro.
That's what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, everybody's sitting here talking all this rah, 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 rah. Oh, the Jets are going. No, this is not another Broadway Joe nothing. There's no guarantee that the freaking Jets are even going to get out of their division.
Exactly.
Stop it.
Exactly. That's all defense they're going to be playing against in that division, bro. Like
Belichick is back.
It's going to be tough, man. Yeah. And not to mention the Bills. The Bills had the number 2 overall defense when the season ended last year. And then you've got Miami, who's got that pass rush there. You know, there may be no Jalen Ramsey.
They had the number 1 offense up until Tua got hurt.
Well,
they had the number 1. No. They had the number 1 offense up until Tua got hurt. Number 1 in major categories up until Tua got hurt.
Yeah.
So stop thinking. I want everybody to sit here and stop thinking that the AFC East ain't stacked with talent. That the AFC East ain't got some gridiron ballers out there. Real talk. The Bills are no slouches.
You know what it is, bro? You know what it is that they're just the media darling this year. That's it.
It's Aaron Rodgers.
If it was up to the media, everybody else would be playing this season to play the Jets in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? That's how much I hate picking the damn media, dude.
It's so bad, bro. It's like it's the Aaron Rodgers show all the time now. It's the Aaron Rodgers show all the time.
He loves it, dude. He has always been a diva, dude, who loves the camera. So he is loving this, dude. He loves it.
And it annoys
the crap out of me, dog. Straight up, man.
Me too.
I cannot wait to see Micah Parsons coming down on his ass.
I know.
I cannot wait.
That's what I'm waiting for. Before we get into some college football news. Oh my God! Look, we were just talking about the Lions. They're getting beat on by the Jags, 12-0. Terrible, terrible. But
hey, how about the Eagles and the Browns tying the other day? How are you going to tie in the preseason? I'm sorry, I know it's just preseason, but I always laugh at the ties. I always laugh at
former
ties.
USFL player Austin Watkins making a difference. But guess what, guys?
You know who looked strong, and in that game though was Nakobe Dean. I gotta admit.
Yeah,
he looked strong in that game, man. He did.
Y'all know what time it is. Yeah. Let's get it. We have some actual mail time from a few different people. But as of right now, it doesn't look like Kevin will be joining us today. So I'm sorry.
Maybe
Andy,
maybe we'll get that rescheduled. It's all good.
If we can, Andy, I'll keep this question posted here for you, brother. But our first question comes from Hit, and he asks, do you want to see more super fans being out here to do the same thing as a player would do and do signings and stuff to promote their team? Well, Gabe, go ahead. What you ask? Go ahead, Double G.
This is tricky, man, because it's hard for other fans, unless you're really, really hardcore, to really get excited about super fans. You feel what I'm saying? Like the NFL is a whole different entity because you've got these super fans that are known for each team and whatnot. Now, if you're talking about them like doing just promotion, I straight up, just in a nutshell, yeah, I would dig it. I would love to see a lot of these super fans coming out, being sponsored by the team, maybe getting, maybe some of the guys from Dallas that are out in this crowd all the time that you're seeing on TV, have them come out to El Paso and meet the fans and promote the team and get the people hyped about the season. Why not? Why not? I really would actually. I think this would be a good thing for teams. It would be cheap. To be honest, all they got to do, you pay for the guys' flights out here, pay for their hotel, give them a little bit of per diem, and give them some merchandise. Are you kidding me? Yeah, definitely would love to see this, man. I'd be hyped to meet some of these super fans, man, because a lot of them have these big social media followings. You know what I'm saying? But you get like the casuals are the ones that have a hard time following this. But now the more I talk about it and think about it, wouldn't be a bad way to get the casuals familiar with the super fans, to be honest. Exactly. So good question, Hit. Good question, Hit. Actually, I would like to see more of that.
For me, hell yeah. I look at it like this. If super fans, or even let's say super fans and let's just say for the Arlington Renegades in this case, right? Or even the Vegas Vipers. We have some Vegas Vipers or Arlington Renegades super fans get together with myself or Gabe and put on an event locally. Then we promote the hell out of it, throw some flyers around the city, get a crap ton of people to come to the event, participate in the event, then boom, now we're showing support to the team because now we're promoting the team. You know what I mean? We're supporting the team by promoting the team and bringing fans to the team, especially those fans like we're saying that don't know about those other, those spring league teams that we are really super fans of. You know what I mean? Or even people who aren't into football. Hey, we can get them into football with the super fan. Real talk. You can get a person into football by being a super fan. You know what I mean? How do you think soccer players or football players get fans to say, okay, there's a difference between American football and European and around the world football? Yes, there's a huge difference. So yes, the super fans being out there promoting their teams, doing fan signings and things like that, I think it's a huge thing. I think it will be something that would help grow any league out there that's trying to grow. So definitely, yes, great question. Hit.
Yeah, set them loose. Look at the NBA does it when they have their annual NBA fan zone, man, and you've got all these different super fans from the NBA out there meeting the regular fan on the street, man, and it does wonders for the teams. It really does, man, for the promotions. So, yeah, good question.
You can't ask your question for Kevin either. I'm sorry because he's not here. So, we have 4 questions from Hit today. All of our fan mail questions are going to come from Hit. Unfortunately, we can't ask our fan mail questions for Kevin Thurman because, unfortunately, I'm not sure where he is, but he's not here today. So we'll have to see if we can get that rescheduled, guys. Like Gabe was saying, we can see if we can get that rescheduled, and me and Double G, I'll get on that later on. But me and Double G will have him on one of these days, one of these Saturdays. But again, Hit, yes, we definitely agree that would be a huge thing. Now, question number 2, he asked, outside of money, do you think the whole college football deal is going to, or college football deal going on hurts the school more because players don't want to attend a certain college?
Oh, you're talking about like the trade portal, or
no, the realignment?
Oh, the realignment.
Okay. Conference realignments. Let me say this. I think, yes, I honestly think that it's going to have certain kids now looking at certain schools that they weren't looking at before. And I don't think it's going to actually hurt it'll hurt some schools. It's not going to hurt all schools. It's going to hurt some schools and help other schools. Because now with these conference realignments, now you get power conferences, like super power conferences. You know what I mean? So we're going to have more super conferences, and those super conferences are going to attract more recruits. They're going to attract more high school students wanting to go to those super conference schools. The schools that were getting other players, that were the good players that were interested in them, and to say, hey, I want to go to this school and be a star at this school, set records at this school, and get drafted from the NFL from this school, and not be in a superpower school. You know what I mean? I don't want to be in a Power 5 school. I want to go to Conference USA. I want to go to the WAC. You know what I mean? I want to go to the SWAC. You know what I'm saying? And I want to set records and do this and make a name for myself in this conference instead of having to try and beat out these other players in these power conferences. So it does hurt because now it's like some of these teams that are moving around, because even the smaller conferences are making a bunch of moves that we were seeing. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's going to shift the dynamic of college football all the way, bro. It's going to shift the dynamic so crazy, and it may not be a good thing.
Yeah.
It really may not be a good thing.
Yeah. Well, the way I look at it is, yes, it's going to hurt in the sense that, okay, so if you've got, I don't know, let's just say you've got a player, highly touted player who's looking to go to a certain conference because of certain schools that are there that he'll be playing against. So he's going to get more shine, But now that some of those schools has left to the super conference, and that school that he was thinking of going to is stuck behind. Now he's like, wait a minute. So you're saying I'm not going to be playing that competition that's going to get me some shine now? I don't know if I want to go to your school, because I don't know if you're going to be getting the television rights now that your conference lost these schools to the big ones. So it's going to hurt recruiting even for the established football programs that aren't part of these newly established soon to be power conferences. The ones that are left behind, even though they're established already, it's going to hurt their recruiting because of the fact that they're not going to be seeing a lot of these top level teams that they were playing every single year in their conference. It's not going to be happening anymore. So that's going to steer away a lot of that top level high school talent, that's saying, well, I could have been on TV when you were playing these teams. Now I don't know if I want to go there. So It is going to hurt. It is going to hurt. But some of these guys might not have a choice because there's only so much. That pool of those, let's say, the big conferences that they're building, there's only so much talent that's going to be able to fit in there. Some of these guys are going to have to settle. But yeah, to the point of the question,
or they'll go there and then end up transferring. So either way, they're going to eventually go back to the school.
And the transfer portal is a whole other thing too that needs to be.
Yeah.
I like the idea of it, but it does need to be fixed and tweaked a little bit, man, because these guys have a little too much freedom now to back out of their scholarships. So, but that's a whole other topic for another day. But yeah, to hit to the point of your question,
and sit for a year on that scholarship and then transfer to another school and get basically you're going to another school for free off the same scholarship as the other school. You know what I mean? That you initially got from a whole other school. It's crazy. They need to redo that.
They do. It is. It's not perfect right now, but they're hopefully they'll fix that. But I agree with you. I agree with you, Jersey, to this question. Yeah, I think it will hurt it in certain ways, man.
Some schools,
especially with the recruiting. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
ER Joan, I do apologize. Welcome in. She said, "Go Raiders." Welcome in. I do apologize for not acknowledging you. Our next question from Hit. He asked, "I know you're a fan of the XFL, but what other football leagues do you want to see grow more?" And this also excludes the USFL. Okay, so not including the USFL. What league would you like to see grow more, Gabe? I got a couple.
To be honest, I've never really gotten into like IFL, any of those. Arena League would probably be the other one outside of these leagues that I already follow. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because the Rattlers being so close by, and I've been out there to see game before. Out there in Phoenix with their Arena League, but I mean, I know they've tried many times to push their Arena League, and then they fail, and then they go back to the drawing board. But I would love to see it just expanded more, man. I would honestly like Arena Football League. Hell, you bring it. They had it down here in El Paso for a little while. Bring it back, man. That's what I would go with. Would be the Arena League.
I grew up with the Arena Football League.
Yeah,
I watched Kurt Warner play in the Arena Football League before he got to the NFL.
Arizona, baby. He was out in Arizona bagging. Dude was bagging groceries.
Yep. I had a video game.
You know what I'm saying?
For the Arena Football League, man. I was able to play like actual
I remember that game.
Cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, I'm gonna keep it 100. For me, it's a few. First, it would be the Arena Football League and the Indoor Football League. I would love to see them grow. I'd love to see them both get a lot more attention and, get a lot more national televised games. I think just putting more football on television is a good thing. If you put more football on television, it's still going to be watched regardless.
I agree.
And if you advertise it correctly and you constantly play it like you do some of these other commercials and stuff that you play on TV and these ads you play on TV and on, streaming services, if you sit here and promote it enough and you advertise it correctly, people will watch. So definitely the Arena Football League and the IFL, the Indoor Football League. But here's one that a lot of people, you sexist, fascist bastards. The WFA, the WPFA, the Women's Pro Football Alliance. That needs a hell of a lot more recognition. And the reason why I bring it up is because it's women's tackle football. Legit tackle football.
It's not this gimmicky lingerie league thing that they have. Like, this is legit. It's legit football. Uniforms. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're in pads and uniform. It's legit helmet and everything. It's no, like you said, no lingerie crap, no none of that. It is legit football. I would love to see that start getting recognition like the WNBA got, like the WNBA grew over these last couple decades. Hell, they went from being just, we got a women's pro league to now they're up there with popularity with the NBA. and we need to get the Women's Pro Football Alliance or some type of women's professional football league that's tackle football. Like, they have 3 different divisions and 60 teams in the Women's Pro Football Alliance, bro.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So just imagine there's 60 teams of women playing tackle football, real tackle football in pads, shoulder pads, helmet, whole uniform, thigh pads, knee pads. They got the whole thing. It's real football. Check it out. They just had the main pro division national championship like a month ago on ESPN. Go check it out. It was actually on national TV.
And that's a start. I got to be honest. That's a start. The fact that ESPN was airing it, that's a start.
On national TV.
It is, man.
Yeah. They just need to air the other divisional championship games. It should have aired the Division 2 and Division 3 championship games as well. All of it needs recognition.
I think the only way an entity like ESPN would get to the level where they're showing the entire playoffs would be if it brings ratings.
Playoffs. Each championship game, because there's 3 different divisions.
Okay.
So each division has
and that's the thing. And I mean, it goes to the same point. It would have to be something that they feel was going to bring in ratings in order for them to do all 3. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying,
women's professional football ain't gonna bring you in ratings. You know how many people watch that?
Bro,
there was a lot of people who actually
it's not enough to be on TV regular yet. That's all I'm saying. You don't just do this overnight. It's not overnight.
After this game, it's gonna be on there. After them putting what they put on national
TV, see, but the problem is until there's enough people talking about it on social media, until there's posts about it going viral all the time, that's when it gets their attention to where their execs are like, okay, you know what? Let's start airing this a little more regular.
Right. We got to get a TV deal with them. Right. I get it. But that's just for me. I would love to see.
But like you said about them airing that championship game, that is a hell of a start. That was a great recognition for that. And we'll see, man. They just got to build off that. Now now the women's league has to take that opportunity that they showed on national TV and build off of it, promote the hell off of that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And if they have the right people in place to use that to promote their league, right? Shoot, man, sky's the limit, bro. Straight up. But I'm with you though. It's legit football, and I dig it. Yeah,
I think that's one league definitely besides the AFL and indoor football league. And I'd like to see the CFL get more recognition in America. Don't get me wrong, because it's still football, and their style of football is a little different. You know what I mean? So you want to definitely check out the CFL. You know, I'd love to see that get more attention in the United States. You know what I mean? So definitely those 4 leagues for sure. The AFL, the Arena Football League, the IFL, Indoor Football League, the CFL, the Canadian Football League, and definitely the Women's Pro Football Alliance, the the WPFA. Those 4 leagues I would love to see get more recognition and more growth and support, because it would just show that, you know, football's taking over. When you got women out here shooting up like the men we see on television, that's when you know football is that sport. Come on now. Who wouldn't want year-round football with men and women? What?
Right?
You got women out there laying wood like, just imagine the hits that I've seen. I've seen some big hits. I've watched women's pro football over the years. And recently, this past season, man, I did watch some of the highlights, and them girls out there hitting, boy. They out there hitting.
Yeah, they do.
But
they do.
Next question and last question of the fan mail for today. Thank you, Hit, for always providing us with some fan mail. But,
we appreciate you, Hit. Straight up.
Is outside of training, what else can teams do to bond and connect so they can put more effort into the game and challenge one another to do better? Ooh.
To be honest, I think a lot of that actually already goes on. I'm not saying there couldn't be more, but you hear a lot. Like, there is a lot that we hear about and that we don't hear about. For instance, you know, being that I'm big on the Cowboys, I run a fan page, so I follow the Cowboys, obviously. Dak Prescott, there you go. We them boys, baby. We them boys. Dak Prescott actually does it a lot. in the offseason, he had that field installed into his property where he gets the team out there during the offseason. He gets them out there during the week, man, and they're out there just building their chemistry. They're running plays, working together. So that's just one example of that I know of. And I'm just relating it to this because, like I said, that's just one that I know of. But if you're asking outside of training, I guess that would be considered training. But what other team? What can teams build and bond to connect? To me, it would be a lot of doing things together in the community, like being a unit out there with the community. So when the community's out there and they're saying, "Hey, guess who we were out hanging with today?" We're out there, out at the movies or something. And we saw Dak Prescott and Tony Pollard out there, man, hanging out together, and they were taking pictures with people and stuff like that. And to me, like if it's just a couple of guys doing that together, that creates another bond. You know what I mean? Like a specific bond with them and the fans. And it's kind of unique to just a certain group of players, man. So I guess that would be my thing.
That was my main thing I was going to touch on. Some of the guys do it. They have different things that they do within the team that they bring their their kinship and their friendship up with and their bondmanship or whatever. But doing more community things, like you were just touching on, more community things will bring them together even more. Doing Make-A-Wish, St. Jude, you know what I mean? Things like that, where you got to look at these kids who are fighting for their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You take these guys, let's just take the whole offense.
It gives them a whole new perspective. Yeah.
Matter of fact, just take the whole depth chart of the offense. Whole depth chart of the defense, and y'all go to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, y'all go to the St. Jude Cancer Foundation, y'all go to some of these different places, go to your community hospitals, and go to the kids' pediatric places, centers, and go to the ICU. You know what I mean? Where people are down at their last, and do stuff like that. Do stuff within the community where you're showing your face as a unit, as a team. And watch how the bond will be. Watch the bond then on some of these teams. These guys will be closer than ever. You won't have situations about that'll be going on like what we're going to talk about here in a moment, especially on the college level. And this is why I'm so happy that we're going to touch on this, and I'm going to tell you why I agree with the coach that this took place with. But I just feel like doing something in the community that's actually worth it, not just little BS meet and greets and little BS charity events, you know what I mean? But actually real community work, you know what I mean? Actually doing some community service work, you know what I mean? Together with kids and neighborhood adults who are out there on the neighborhood watch or whatever the case, that are there for the community, the community center helpers, things like that. Do stuff like that. Go to the community centers, do events for these kids at the community centers together as a team. But it's about your community that's going to bring them guys together on the team. Because if they see if they see the team that they're playing for, right, and they go take them to the ghetto, take them to the lowest part of that city, you know what I mean? You see how all these families are struggling out here and things like that, and you go out there and you do something positive for that neighborhood.
They have the power to inspire people like that. Yeah.
Them inspiring other people is going to make their bond on that team a hell of a lot stronger, to where they're going to go out there and every single play. Now, anybody on the team can come and check anybody on the team. You understand what I'm saying? Because now they didn't develop that brotherhood. They didn't develop that bond and that familyship. You know what I mean? As a team, to be like, you know what, you right, bro. I got you. I'm gonna go get it next down. I got you, Dad. I'm gonna catch that next time. That was on me, not on you. That was a perfect pass. Or hell, even if it wasn't a perfect pass, it touched my hands. I should have caught it. I got you. Oh, Dak, next time, scramble more. Next time, throw over here instead of over there. I got you. They'll be able to do that without there being a fight or an issue between the players, because now they'll have that trust, that bond, that love, that brotherhood between each other, to take criticism from each other and it not be an issue. You know what I mean?
And so one thing had put in the question also was asking how they can challenge one another. And this goes back to a fun part. One thing I like that the players do, that you'll see it across the league, man, is they get together and they have these little Madden leagues every year, man.
Yep.
That they play amongst themselves and their competitive nature. So that's one thing I like, because that's another way that they bond. Is doing these Madden leagues together. You know, yeah, exactly. So you were talking about you were talking about the Make-A-Wish thing, man. And I like that you said that, because when he asks about how they can challenge one another to do better, man, what would be cooler than seeing a team compete to say, look, I'm gonna try it. We're gonna see who can grant the most wishes in this next year. You know what I mean? And while that's feeding into their competitive nature, it's a good cause and it's a bonding thing, man. And I think that would be something cool too. Yes.
It's driving them every game to play better. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let me put on a show this week. How many people gonna want to donate to that Make-A-Wish Foundation?
Yeah.
Why? Because my name is just on their mind.
Look at what Zeke did for the Salvation Army, dude. Look what Zeke did for the Salvation Army just by jumping in the kettle. And he broke the record for like donations in a 24-hour period or something like that, man. It was crazy. You do little things like that and you challenge each other on the field.
Even when the Eagles turned around and did their little celebration in it, boom. Yeah. Same thing happened. Salvation Army went crazy in Philly. You know what I mean? So it goes both ways. It doesn't
you challenge each other to do stuff like that on the field. Yeah.
And look,
exactly.
That's not only challenged the Dallas Cowboys, but that challenged the Eagles. Because now look, the Eagles turned around and did the same type of thing and got the same result. You know what I mean? Mad donations to their salvation.
And in the result, it was all good. You know what I mean? Exactly. The result was all good, no matter which team it was, man. So I dug it. Yeah, but you're right, man. I dig that.
But yes, sir. Thank you, Hit, for another awesome round of fan mail. So back to our main topics. Now, speaking of that last question, and that I'm glad you brought it up and asked that question. That's crazy that you did this week. But Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, goes off on his Colorado Buffaloes team in a crazy rant video that everybody's making a big issue on, and I'm like, I don't understand why. So basically in the video, you'll see him going off on his players about, you know, if one of y'all get in a fight, all of y'all better be out there fighting. Because if one of y'all win, all of y'all win. And if you use that philosophy in the game, it's going to come to your advantage in every single down on both sides of the ball. If we fight together for every yard, we will have more success to score touchdowns and win games. On defense, if we fight together on every down to stop that ball from getting to that goal line or that first down marker, we have put ourselves in a position to succeed at winning this game together as a unit, as a team, as a family. So hell no, I don't disagree with how Deion Sanders handled that. I do not disagree on how he yelled at the team, because if he ain't going to do it, then who going to do it? He the coach. Y'all hired him there to change the culture, to bring a winning culture back to the Colorado Buffalo University. So if that's the case, why are we making a big deal of him going off on some grown-ass men? Y'all want those hands?
No problem.
You want no problem with it either. On top of that, in practice. So, okay, if two of y'all go fight, everybody get y'all ass in there and fight. Go ahead. This is what Deion said. Go ahead. That's what that man did. Because at the end of the day, if we fight together and win, We've won together.
And if we lose together. It's that old cliche. One for together. All. Yeah, it's that old cliche. One for all and all for one. It's there's no you can bring up all the old cliches, but they relate to this, like the whole there's no I in team. Exactly. You know what I mean? So I'm with you on this, bro. I see no problem with it. If anything, this only helps the culture because now it's a no-nonsense culture. Now you've got a no-nonsense coach who knows what it takes to get these guys to the next level. Mm-hmm. And he knows that it requires a certain level of brotherhood in football. And let me ask you something, bro. Like, I don't know if you have brothers or not, but I do.
Yes.
We used to fight all the time. But I'll tell you what,
all the time.
Me and my brother could fight. Me and my brother could be fighting and be mad. But somebody turned around and said something to my brother. Guess what? It's on.
I'm on your ass.
I'm on your ass. And that's
you can't
the
say
same concept
nothing.
He's trying to instill in these guys. Yeah. It's the same concept he's trying to instill in these guys. Is like, that is your brother. We are a family. So if one of us is going to fight, guess what? We're all going to fight. Because like you said, if we lose together. Fight another day. But if we win, guess what? We did it together. So we go. And it's the same concept out there on the field.
And that's all he wanted to be known. That's all Coach Prime wanted to be known. That I'm not going to take this.
Yeah.
And neither should y'all. Y'all should know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because at the end of the day, like Harry Douglas was just saying this past week on First Take about the situation, he's like, what is the problem?
I don't see the problem either.
He said, I used to be, if anybody knows about Harry Douglas, in my career, I talked a lot of smack. So I got in a lot of scuffles and fights. He said, but at the end of the day, my teammates knew that. So when it came down to those situations arising, guess who had my back? My teammates. Because then I now know they have my back. So anything go down, I know they're going to be there. And when anything go down with them, they know I'm going to be there. So now we done built that bond.
Trusted him.
That we can trust each other. So now with that trust, you're going to go out there and you're going to play your heart out for the man next to you and the man next to him and the man next to him and the man back there and the man over there and the man on the other side of the field and all them boys on the sideline.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get the best out of that team because you're going to have everybody in there putting forth the effort. You know what I mean?
And you know who really, you know what people, no matter what level, whether it's people at our level who are just talking about it on a podcast or people on ESPN, the people that do not have a problem with this, bro, are those of us that have actually played football, that have been in the locker room and on the practice field with guys that you call your brothers in arms, that have no problem with this. I've seen some of these bigger name analysts and experts who have admittedly said they never played the game, just studied it, that are like, what's going on? What are they doing? You wouldn't understand because you've never been in the situation of that brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that all of them don't understand, but yeah. But anybody that plays football, they don't have a problem with this. They're like, okay, I see nothing wrong. Yes,
right.
I'm on with Coach Prime on this. Yeah,
because at the end of the day, he's teaching them boys something. He's teaching them boys how to trust each other.
Yeah, and you know what he's also teaching them by yelling at them. You know what he's also teaching them. It gives me the Coach Boone thinking that even if I get on their ass and they hate me for it, they're united because they're all united by hating me. You know what I mean? So it's the same. It works out either way, man. Straight up. I'm all with Prime on this one.
For telling them they suck, but I know they can do better.
To prove me wrong.
They're gonna work together to prove me wrong. Exactly. So at the end of the day, if you disagree with Coach Prime, you can kiss our ass. If you a team, be a team. There is no one person. It's a team. Act as one. Thank you, Hit. Very well said. I'll just say it. You can kiss our ass because I agree with Coach Prime. Coach Prime agrees with Coach Prime, and so does his players. Because guess what?
Coach Prime is not going to get no hate for that on this show.
Week 1, them Colorado Buffaloes, better watch out for them. Watch how they come off that ball. Watch how they play as a team. We're going to see a whole different Colorado Buffaloes team that we've seen than what we've seen over the last decade. That's all I'm gonna say. And then they're going back to the Big 12 in 2024, back to where they were great. I'm just saying, or not great, but had success. Just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, overall, bro, I think we both agree that we like the culture that he's bringing there. To be honest, man, I like what Prime's doing there, man. I like what Prime's doing there, and a lot of people don't like the attention he's getting. I don't give a damn because the attention is only helping the freaking the Colorado team as a whole, anyways. Because it's getting eyeballs on him, man. So that helps recruiting. That helps everything in the long run, man. We're with you, Prime. Coach Prime ain't gonna get hate on this show. Not today, baby. He ain't getting no hate for this on this show.
Hell, Dallas Cowboy great will never get hate.
Hell no, number 21, baby, greatest of all time.
Yeah, I mean, let's get it. Yeah. Now, I wanted to, before we end our day and our show today, I wanted to touch bases on this final preseason ranking, and I want to get your thoughts on this AP top 25 because I'm a little. This is what irritates me about the preseason college football pros. Now, one thing I hate is that they sit here, right, and they go off of pure bullshit. Excuse my language.
Popularity.
They go off of last season.
Okay.
Now, the reason why I say this is because Georgia has lost damn near everybody, right? Why are they number one?
I think Georgia's going to be fine, to be honest. But I'm one of the people but I'm one of those, you already know, when we talked about, the guys like that the Philly drafted and stuff. I'm one of those that I'm thinking the Georgia scheme itself is good. But I mean, I'm pretty sure that the talent they got coming up, I don't know for sure, but I don't know how much of a beat they're gonna miss, at least at the beginning of the season, at least. So I mean that they won back to back. I can see why they're number one.
You don't have
Bennett wasn't exactly an elite quarterback.
He was the main reason why that offense was held together in Georgia. Let's keep it 100.
But let's also keep it 100 that defense is probably the reason that they've been as dominant as they have been. It's the Niners situation in a college level.
True. But
you know what I'm saying?
It's not like he's always had the most elite wide receivers either. Let's keep it 100.
True. But I will say this: so even without Bennett, even with everybody they lost, it's just even after going back to back with the same coaching staff and everything, it's hard. I see why it's hard for them, in my opinion, to knock them out of the top spot, at least to start the season. I mean, you're back-to-back champions. I get it.
I could see them at 3, maybe 4.
See, that's too low for me. I see them as 1.
Why?
I see them. I just gave you why.
USC should be right here. USC should be right here.
Caleb Williams was USC last year.
USC was in the top 5.
Okay.
Until
were they in the national championship game last year?
Hell no, because Utah said none of that.
See,
but here's
I'm with you on the fact that this will be Caleb Williams' year.
Utah's 14.
Yeah, they're too low. If you ask me, Bama's too high. I think USC should be higher than Bama. USC should be higher than Bama. Definitely.
That's what I'm saying. Ohio State, you don't have a quarterback right now, but you do have the number 1 receiver in Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh, yeah. That boy's going to shine this year, man.
So I agree with Ohio State being in the top 5. Maybe not at 3, but I think Michigan should be. The Michigan is right around here. I agree with this.
Yeah, I agree with Michigan at number 2 also.
Stop disrespecting Jalen Daniels and them boys. This man, LSU should be number 1.
Be better.
LSU should be number 1. They should be
don't sleep on Clemson. Yeah, don't sleep on Clemson either. I'm not saying but
Washington.
They're sleeping on Clemson. You know what I mean?
They're on Washington, putting them at 10.
Yeah.
Penn State should be at 10. Washington should be at 7. Florida State should be around 6 because they're the sleeper.
So let me ask you something, brother. Let me ask you something right now. Okay. We saw what TCU did last year, how they climbed steady. Every week they were winning the games they had to be, and they earned the respect by the end of the season. But what I'm going to ask you, which of these teams that are outside of the top 10, maybe that are just in the top 25, like TCU started just outside the top 20 last year, which of these teams do you see in that bottom half that is capable, in your opinion, of over the grind of the season, having a TCU's type of run?
Well,
is there anybody you see in this bottom half of this top 25 that is capable of doing what TCU did last year?
I think you gotta look at Oregon State.
Okay. Okay.
Oregon's
one that I'm looking 10, at, and I think
out of the top, that's outside of the top 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Possibly
Notre Dame's going to be interesting too.
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Look at them. Utah, I don't know. If Cam Rising's still there, possibly. We might have to really keep an eye out on Utah. The only reason why I'm not high on TCU is because Max Duggan really carried that team last season.
The dude played his ass off, man, and he didn't get the respect that he deserved, to be honest.
And for him to be no longer with them and be drafted, that's a huge loss.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see TCU going on a run like they did last year.
It depends on their quarterback play. If they have a stud come up in there, then okay, we'll be talking about TCU again. But as of right now, I can't see that with them. Adrian Martinez is no longer at Kansas State. Deuce Vaughn's no longer at Kansas State, so it's going to be hard for me to really jump on a Kansas State bandwagon to really speak highly of them to be, even in the top 10 by the end of the season. Tulane. Really pay attention to Tulane. Keep a big eye on Tulane. They ended the season very, very well. Iowa possibly could make some noise this season, but with the way the Big Ten's looking now, I don't know. Iowa's got some work to do. And then with them gambling, them kids gambling and all that issue, I don't know. I don't know. So honestly, I think it's just going to be like Tulane mainly. Look at Tulane as like a sleeper, like a huge sleeper. Look at Tulane. But Oregon State maybe makes some noise. Oregon, Utah, Notre Dame, Tennessee, Texas possibly, and definitely Tulane. I'm not sure. I'm not rocking with North Carolina, Oklahoma right now. Wisconsin, we'll have to see how their quarterback and running back situation is and what they have a receiver for me to really see if they're going to make any noise or even crack the top 10 or even top 15. So, like I said,
I'm really interested in seeing what Notre Dame does, man. I'm really interested in seeing what Notre Dame does with Hartman at quarterback. They got that transfer portal. Yeah, and I mean they got that transfer quarterback through there, so I think that's going to be a big boost to them this year, man.
Yeah.
So for me, you're talking about Tulane, and I like that pick because they're down there, but they're still in a position where they can do something. For me, it will be Notre Dame.
Last year, did you see how Tulane ended their season last year and won their bowl game? They only had one loss last season. Keep that in mind.
Yeah,
Tulane went like 11-1 last season, bro, or like 10-2. Tulane was a great team and didn't get no respect in the top 25 ranking. Got no respect last season.
None.
You know what I mean? And another team that I don't see on either of these, on the AP or the AFCA, do you see the University of Texas San Antonio? Do you see UTSA anywhere?
I don't even see them on the vote getters on the bottom there.
And didn't. I see them right here. Here we go.
Oh yeah, there they are. Okay, yeah, UTSA.
How do you not? They went undefeated, then turned around and went 11-1, then turned around and came back and went damn near undefeated again by going 10-2. Like, stop it! The last 3 seasons for UTSA have been so crazy, and for them not to get any type of love. Now, when they went undefeated, they got love in the top 10. Then last season or the season after, when they went 11-1, you don't even give them no love in the top 10 again. You don't even give them no love. You barely give them any love in the top 15. And then last season they go 10-2, and the 2 losses were against, I believe, powerhouse teams, and you still don't give them no love.
Like, that's one of my issues. That's one of my issues with college football, man. That's one of my issues with college football is you can have a team that can do so well and they don't get the love because they're not in a big conference. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
but I don't like the fact that you have some of these teams go undefeated, and because they're not in the Power 5 conference, they're not guaranteed a spot in this 1 through 10 rank. They're not guaranteed a spot right here. If you're not in the Power 5 conference and you're undefeated or your ranking ain't up there, you're not. Like remember when Boise State went on that run for a few years where they were just the shit?
Yeah.
And
yes.
Boise State was constantly going undefeated.
That was when they took Oklahoma down, and
they finally cracked the top 10, finally cracked the top 5, took down Oklahoma, one of the biggest victories in school history and all that.
Yeah, because at that time Oklahoma was a beast, and Boise came down and said, so are we.
Boise State was the team. That blue turf was lit every time they had a home game, and that's in that little series of years. It was like 5-6 years, man, where Boise State was just the truth. At first, it was like they go 12-0, and they're like, who the hell is this?
Mm-hmm.
Then they go 12-0 again, and they're like, Boise State? You guys play on blue-colored turf. Really?
Yeah.
Back-to-back undefeated seasons. 3rd season, 11-1. Boise State?
I still can't watch Boise on TV at home, man. That shit mess with my eyes too much with that damn blue field.
Season 12-0. Okay, y'all got to get in this top 10 ranking because y'all have just been dominating for the last 3 seasons. Then the season after that, it's like, okay, these Boise State Broncos are for real. They're for real. You remember this? They're for real. Then all of a sudden, you see the Boise State Broncos ranked in the top 5. And I'm like, what? They getting some respect. And then they whoop Oklahoma ass.
Yeah.
And they got all the respect they need. And they messed up and lost and missed their chance at going to the national championship game. Other than that, Boise State would have been, if that would have happened and Boise State would have got their national championship, they would have got invited to a Power 5 conference.
I was just gonna say they'd be in a Power 5 by now. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But because of that, after that run, it just dwindled back to nothing. To a MAC school or I forgot. Are they even in WAC or Mountain West? I don't even know what they're in.
I don't even know what they were now. They might be in the Mountain West now. I
believe they're Mountain West, and I think they're moving again. So it's just they had so much going for them at one time, and it's these college rankings that will really screw you over in being in college. And then the way football's going now, man, is just there's no telling what the hell's going to happen. So
yeah, yep,
there's definitely no telling, man. But I just feel like I can't agree with some of those, but we'll just wait and see after week 1, because after week 1, there's some huge games in week 1 of the college football season. So
there's one thing I will say is that most of those top schools, they're in Power 5 conferences, so they're going to have to fight to keep that ranking and justify it, especially Georgia. Georgia's going to have to justify that number 1 ranking. It's like, okay, our back-to-back titles got us this number 1 ranking to start the year, but now it's going to be hell to keep that. It's going to be hell to keep that spot. So these
trying to be
guys,
the first
they got filling in spots.
Yeah, they're trying to be the first team,
right?
The 3-peat since the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Yeah.
So
be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting to see how good they are this year, if they've taken a big step back or not. But they will be tested in that conference, no doubt about it, brother.
They definitely will. So we're gonna see if they can three-peat SDS or SEC championships and three-peat national championship victories. But it's gonna be hard. They have a target on their back. Georgia definitely has a target on their back.
Big target.
What's going
big
on,
target.
Rick? He said not going to happen. Georgia's not going to win. He said Georgia's not winning a three-peat. I don't think they're going to get a three-peat either. I think Michigan or Ohio State is going to be one of those teams that really make it hard.
Yeah, I could really see Michigan making hell this year.
Hell,
yeah.
LSU is going to be their Achilles heel this year. LSU is going to be their Achilles heel. Watch what I tell you, brother. LSU is going to be Georgia's Achilles heel this year, and they're going to get their get back from the last 2 seasons, and it's going to be it's going to be a tough one.
I'm going on record right now, man. Caleb's about to lock himself up a Heisman this year, I think.
Yeah, you think he's going to repeat as Heisman Trophy winner?
I think he's going to do it, man. And that boy, he will be the top pick next year as long as it's a team in the NFL that needs a quarterback. That guy's going to be. Oh, he's going to be highly sought after, brother. You just watch, man. There's going to be somebody out there that's going to trade up to get this dude.
Who is Meat Chicken?
Meat Chicken.
Who's Meat Chicken? And how does he have some issues?
But isn't chicken a form of meat? I'm just saying.
That's what I mean. Who's Meat Chicken? But no, I don't see Georgia three-peating at all. I think it's going to be the toughest challenge, and I think it's going to be really, really hard for them to do that. I don't think it's going to happen. So, that being said,
I think of those top 2-3 teams, I think Michigan is the one that has an opportunity right there. Michigan, okay, Meat Chicken, Michigan.
Oh yeah, he's a Buckeye. That's the team that is going to give everybody a run for their money out of the Big Ten. I think Michigan's going to be. I think Michigan's going to be in the conversation of the Big Ten championship game, but I think Ohio State's going to get it this year. I think they're going to get it done this year.
I don't know if I see them beating Michigan, man, but we'll see. That's going to be a good one, though. That's going to be that rivalry is going to be big this year.
That kid sat under C.J. Stroud for how long? Yeah. Them kids sat under C.J. Stroud for how long? You don't think they ready? Them boys know Ohio State got something to prove. You got Marvin Harrison Jr.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got Marvin Harrison Jr. You got another receiver on the other side that's trying to be a big name like Marvin Harrison Jr.
Well,
Ohio State's going to be Big Ten.
But Michigan is bringing back
because it's Cornhuskers all the way, baby. Big Ten.
Michigan is bringing back the bulk of what they had last year. So they're going to be, like you said, they're going to be in the conversation. But the Ohio State rivalry is going to be.
My Cornhuskers is going to be in that Big Ten conversation because Matt Rule.
Nebraska ain't been relevant since
Matt Rule is a winner. Matt Rule is a winner. Matt Rule is a winning coach. You cannot sit here and deny that fact. Every place he's coached at, he's won. Yeah. Matt Rule is a winner. Bring back that black shirt defense, baby. Bring back that dynasty offense, baby.
Tim Couch ain't running out and playing quarterback this year. Tim Couch ain't running out there playing quarterback. I'm just saying. I gotta poke with the stick, man. Coach Hairball.
That's for you, Rig. I should slap you for saying my coach name like that. Matt Rule. Call him Coach Hairball. Or are you talking about, he's talking about Hardball. He's talking about Jimmy Harbaugh. I thought you were talking about Matt Rule.
What did they say? Harbaugh's not going to be there for like the first game or two or something like that.
Yeah, he didn't get to appeal the suspension. So that's going to hurt him from reaching the Big Ten championship.
Well, no, he'll be there by the time they get to the big run. It's just going to be the first kind of couple games, which I don't think will be a big deal. We're trying, Ray. We're trying.
You know, I smoke too much. Okay, leave me alone.
Okay, minimum of 4 games. Hey, I see nothing wrong with that, Jersey.
There's nothing wrong with marijuana. It's good for your mind, body, and soul. It's very relaxing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
That is going to about do it for us today. Before we get up out of here, I would like you guys to go and follow Gabe where? Double G, let him know.
Oh, all right, y'all. So you can look me up on my Facebook at Gridiron Nation. Just look me up. I'm on there, man. Follow me on social media. You can do that on all the social medias. On TikTok at Gridiron Nation Podcast. You can email me your questions, y'all. I'll be having my show. Will be on tomorrow. Now, I actually had to restart a new YouTube for Gridiron Nation Podcast. Because of the fact that I was having some issues getting it to stream on my other one, and y'all don't want to know about all that BS. But check me out tomorrow. I'll have everything ready for you guys, man. And you can follow me on my show tomorrow, Gridiron Nation Podcast. I'll have it up on all audio podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. It'll be up by tomorrow evening. But if you follow me on social media, man, then I'm putting it out there. So y'all can just follow me, and I'll let y'all know what's going down, man. And we'll keep talking football with you guys. But I got to get all my links and stuff ready, man. I ain't ready, man. I got to get this thing up and going because I'm on Restream right now. You got me on something else right now, man. So I don't have my stuff ready to go. But I'm going to get it to you. I'm going to get it to you, Jersey. I'm going to get it all to you, bro.
So on StreamYard tonight. How about
that? Y'all look me up on y'all look me up on YouTube at Gridiron Nation Podcast. And I'm on there. Subscribe to me. Tomorrow's episode, I will not be doing a live stream, but I will be recording it video, and I'll be posting it up on YouTube probably by Monday. The audio version will be available tomorrow night, and I'm going to be going in depth this week on the AFC East and giving my predictions. And I know, Jersey, we did our predictions a couple weeks ago here on your show. And since then, I've had a little time to think, man, on the AFC East, and you might be surprised on who I think I might be picking to win now that I've done a little more research. So y'all going to have to check it out tomorrow, bro. Y'all going to have to check it out tomorrow. And I'll give you my take in depth on the AFC East. And I'll probably get into the talk about the Michael Oher situation a little more too, because, you can't just have one conversation about it. This is that big. Right. Whether the media don't want to be touching on it for whatever reason, but it is big. So I'm going to touch on that tomorrow. And also last week I put out a social media segment for all my listeners about the superhero movies, man. So we're going to get on that too. So y'all need to go on Gridiron Nation Podcast. I'll post it again tonight. And y'all give me your favorite superhero movies and we'll chop it up about it. I'll read them on the show tomorrow. All right, guys? So follow me, Gridiron Nation Podcast.
One more time for the Gridiron Nation.
Okay, email. So the email is at gridironnationpodcast@gmail.com. At gridironnationpodcast@gmail.com. Y'all can email me, man, and I'll read everything on the show. And pretty soon I'll be going live again. Probably going to try and do about once or twice a month, and might turn into more when the NFL season starts, man. But for now, I'll be live every week with y'all here as the official co-host of the Gridiron Show, baby. You know what I'm saying? So you can catch me live here every week. Yeah.
Oh, I spelled it wrong, but it's Gridiron Nation, guys.
Yeah.
Don't mind me. I got one arm.
Put the blunt down for a second, bro.
I did. Look, right there. Email your fan questions.
There it is. Right there, y'all. Email me your fan questions, man, and I'll read them on the show tomorrow night. And if you follow me on social media, you can get the heads up when the show is available, or look for it now, guys. If you get your podcast on Spotify or wherever, just look up Gridiron Nation Podcast right now and just hit the notification button, and you'll get notified as soon as my new episodes drop every week. Because even when I do like the live episode, like I did last week with Jersey, came on the show and we did the NFC East, I still upload the audio so that people can listen to it on the audio versions, and you'll get notified whenever it's good to go, y'all. All right, so lock it in, man. Gridiron Nation Podcast. Yeah.
Gridiron Nation everywhere. Gridiron Nation 1 on socials, one Gridiron Nation. You got to just figure it out. We're going to tell you.
Let's go in the search bar and look for Gridiron Nation Podcast. All right, that's all you guys got to do, man.
Actually, next week, guys, we'll make sure to have the tickers in there for you with all the social information. I've been slacking, so I'm gonna make sure I have
Check
it
it
up
out,
there.
y'all. If you see that logo, you know you found the right podcast. All right. And just so y'all know, even though this show is Jersey's the owner of this show, and that this is his brand, and I'm a part of it now, and Gridiron Nation is my brand. We're now pretty much like unofficially affiliated. All right. So
Definitely.
You show love to me. You show love to me. You're gonna show love to Jersey. We show love to each other. And that's the way we're rocking with these shows, man. So that's how it goes. So show your love, y'all.
We are the official Gridiron gang now, y'all.
We are the Gridiron gang. We don't need the Rock.
The Gridiron. You got Gridiron Nation. Mm-hmm. You put it together. Mm-hmm. It's Gridiron gang.
It's Gridiron gang.
Period. So I mean, take it or leave it, baby. This is what you got.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, man. Hell yeah.
Make sure you guys again go follow my boy all over social media, and make sure you get that Gridiron Nation podcast up on your Spotify so you can catch all the audios, and videos will be available soon too, because you can actually upload all the video episodes, as you guys know. If you go and follow the Gridiron on Spotify, you will see that, of course, there are video available. So definitely go and check out the Gridiron podcast on Spotify as well. If you see this logo that's at the top of your screen in the right-hand corner or behind us, the Gridiron, you know you've got the right one.
This one right here.
Sure you go and follow us. Also, go and follow me on Facebook. My personal Facebook is the Jersey the King Facebook. My business Facebook is the Royalty Gamers and Podcast, because you guys do know I stream and game. So make sure you guys go and do that. Follow me there. Also, the Fang Gang Nation show and the Gridiron podcast show will be moving to the Gridiron YouTube channel very soon. So make sure you guys go and subscribe to the Gridiron podcast channel on YouTube. Make sure you turn the notification bells on to all. I still upload all the videos, all the episodes of the Gridiron now currently, so that way when we do move over, we're just going to go right into live, and all the episodes will still be there. And I'll also be uploading the Fang Gang Nation show episodes up to that page as well. So just make sure you guys
just to touch on that with the Fang Gang Nation, like if y'all are trying to learn about the XFL, or you got people that like football and you're trying to get them to learn about the XFL, have them follow the Fang Gang Nation and listen, because Jersey's bringing in the hosts of the shows of the fan bases for all the other ones, man. And you could one sitting of your show, bro, where you had like 2 guests, and I learned a lot about the XFL with the other teams that I didn't know about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So one thing I like about the XFL, man, is while we're hardcore about our teams, we're also kind of fans of the entire league. So it's okay to follow shows of the others. So y'all get your people, if they're wanting to follow the XFL and learn more about it, get them to follow the show, man, on the Fang Gang Nation, man. And, they'll become familiar with the XFL, definitely.
And make sure you guys check out the X Fan Legion on all social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, which is now X, and Instagram. They have X Fan Legion pages on all social platforms. Now, the thing about the X Fan Legion is it's going to let you know who all the shows are. My show, the Fang Gang Nation show, the original show, the B-Hawk Live show when it comes to the fan shows. Now we have the Horns Forward show. We have the Rough 'em Up show. Horns Forward is for San Antonio Brahmas, as well as the Smoking Gun show. Sorry about that. I forgot to always mention them. There's a whole bunch of shows, and I got to get the list of shows, and I will have that for you guys here soon. I'll make sure I get all the logos for all the shows that are part of the X Fan Legion, so that I can show you guys how big this Legion is for the XFL community, and how big this fan base has grown since 2020. They've been doing this. A-Train and Dirty from the X Fan Show have been doing this for the last 5 years. You know what I mean? Almost, because they started before 2020. They started in about 2019, 2018. So it's been about a good 5 years that they've been going strong doing this. And now they've built this huge Legion. We've got the Neon Green Mafia show coming for the Orlando Guardians. We've got Gabe's show coming for the Arlington Renegades. When I tell you this is growing beyond what we thought it was going to be, We only got 2 teams left that need a show, and it's official now. We only got 2
crazy,
teams
bro.
left.
This thing is becoming a network. It's becoming a network. It's run by fans.
We showcase all of the shows. We promote all of the shows. We ask everybody to go and follow all of the shows because we want every fan base of each team to be a part of it. Because, hey, if you know information about our team, we know information about your team.
That's it.
We're all on the same page. Hey, this person's injured. That person's injured. Hey, this person's starting this week instead of this person for your team. Well, y'all are missing this person, that person. It makes for good debate, makes for good competition, and it makes for more viewers to watch. So what we're doing by bringing out these shows is building the popularity of the league as well, and bringing the fan bases together in a competitive manner. You know what I mean? So we're trying our best to really grow. So be on the lookout for the Arlington Renegades show that's coming soon from my guy right there to my left. You know, my boy, Double G, Gabe Garcia. You feel what I'm saying? It's coming.
Thank you.
We're working on the logo. We're working on the name for the show because we can't use, the Renegades actual stuff. So we're coming up with everything. I'm helping Gabe as best as I can to, make everything the way we want it. And we're going to get his show booming and jumping and everything. I want you guys to also be prepared for September 9th. The X-Fan Legion and the X-Fan Show and the B-Hawk Live host are holding an event on September 9th in St. Louis. So if you're in St. Louis, if you can make it to St. Louis for the Autism Speaks events that they're doing, they're having a big auction. They're having just a charity event in general. And it's also a fan appreciation for the B-Hawk Live fans, the X-Fan Show fans, hell, the X-Fan Legion fans, the whole nine. It's just a huge show of appreciation with this event that they're doing. So you guys definitely go and support Autism Speaks. Go check out the X-Fan Show and the X-Fan Legion pages. Check out the flyer, get that QR code to get more information on how you can donate to the auction or donate for the auction prizes and stuff that's going to be there. It's going to be a huge event. So definitely, guys, make sure you go and check out the X-Fan Show on Twitter and the X-Fan Legion on Twitter as well and all other social platforms. Make sure you scan our QR code for their September 9th Autism Speaks event. Whew. Now, go follow the Gridiron on TikTok. As you see here, I will be coming out with more shorts for sure. It's so much, man. It's so much. Yeah, bro, it is. Check out the Player 54 podcast. They're part of Player 54 is with my boy Michael Lathrop. He is the part of the X-Fan Legion. Go check out the XFL Insider podcast. He's also part of the XFL Legion or XFL or the X-Fan Legion. There's other shows that I have to get the correct names for so that we can make sure you guys go and follow and check out. But you know the basics. And like I said, I'll get all the rest and we'll get it popping. But yes, St. Louis, September 9th, Rig Rocker, super fan of the Houston Roughnecks. He's going to be there, as well as a bunch of DC fans, St. Louis Battlehawk fans, Brahma fans. It's going to be crazy. There's probably going to be fans from all over the league that's going to be here to support, of course, Autism Speaks, man. So I want you guys to be prepared for that and be ready for that, man, because it's going to be huge. It's definitely going to be a huge thing. But, Gabe, I think that's about it, man. Double G, I think we are out of here for today.
Time, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Another fun show, brother.
Hell yeah, man. And I love when we get into the debates and we're able to go at it with each other and give out our real thoughts. I mean, I did have my little rant today. Get Bart Scott off TV. I'm going to say it one more time. Yeah. Get Bart Scott off TV because he don't deserve to be on TV at all. Oh, my goodness. If y'all just go back and watch some of the clips from First Take this past week and get up, oh, my goodness. Just type in on YouTube or social media anywhere. Type in Bart Scott clips from First Take and get up this week. And you're gonna see what I'm saying.
As much as I despise cancel culture, y'all need to come for this man.
Please do.
It's a culture y'all need to come for Bart Scott.
He has no idea what he's talking about. And he's a complete,
take Sadie McCoy with you. Take Sadie McCoy with you.
Please do. My boy Frodo Sky Potter is in the building. Yes, Frodo, I'm here. We're here every week.
I love that tag name, Frodo Sky Potter.
Yes, that's my guy. Man. Look, I got a strain of marijuana called Frodo.
And Harry Potter all in one hit. I love that.
I got a strain of marijuana called Frodo, and I got another strain of marijuana called Skywalker OG. Put it together. What am I smoking? Frodo Skywalker OG. Stop playing, baby. That's what I'm talking about. But big shout out to my boy Frodo Sky Potter. He is a big time online poker player, and he does online poker streams on kick.com. So if you guys are interested actually in learning how to play some Texas Hold'em and different variations of poker, go check out my boy Frodo Sky Potter on Kick. As you see the name there, but without the I believe without the underscore. But you can check him out on YouTube, on Kick, and also on his social medias. And you can come holler at him about joining that Discord he got. And if you guys like to join my Discord, you just hit this good old exclamation Discord in the chat. Like this, if you're on YouTube, there's my beautiful wife, and it will give you that link whenever it registers. There you go, for the Discord server. We have fun in there. We do a lot of different events. Here's my beautiful wife.
What's up, Miss Sanity? How you doing, girl?
Miss Nini, my lovely wife. But yes, if you guys want to come and join the Discord, we do a lot of different events. Today, we are doing the UFC 292 pay-per-view live in Discord in the watch party VC. So all my Discord members, be ready. We will be having that event start at around 3 p.m., I believe, Pacific Standard Time. That's when the early prelims start. You guys know I start with the early prelims because we'll get good-ass fights in the early prelims and the prelims, and then you get the main card. So if we get two stacked prelims events, then the main card is going to be stacked. You guys already know this is going to be a huge show. So make sure you guys come and join the Kingdom Discord. We have fun. We do promote our streamers and our fellow podcasters, and we like to have different fun. We're growing the Discord again. Don't get me wrong. We're growing the Discord again. To my wife, Frodo says hello. Yes, she is the queen. She said, Frodo, we smoked you. Yes, we sure did. We smoked that good old Frodo. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, you guys already know. Go follow the Gridiron on Facebook. Subscribe to the Gridiron on YouTube. Follow the Fang Gang Nation Show. Follow the Gridiron Nation Show. Follow the Gridiron Vlogcast page on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe to the new Gridiron Nation podcast channel as well. Subscribe to Gabe's personal YouTube channel. Go subscribe to the Royalty Gamers and Podcast YouTube channel. Go subscribe to the Wake and Bake Gamers YouTube channel, because me and my boy GV Addis, we will be bringing out a gaming podcast, all gaming news, all gaming updates, everything about gaming coming soon, very, very soon. We're working on everything. We're working on the Discord. We're working on the show. We're working on everything for you guys. So if you're into gaming and streaming and game news, even if you're parents that are trying to get information for your kids and you know your kids are into it, you know what I mean? Come check us out. So it's Wake in Bake, like the letter N, Wake in Bake Gamers. Go check us out on YouTube. Follow us on Kick as well. And I think that's all the socials and different platforms that you can find.
Breathe, brother, breathe, man. Take a breather now, man.
So definitely, it's always a great show.
That was a lot of information, bro. It's a short amount of time.
That's why they can go back. That's why they can go back and rewatch it, rewind, pause.
There you go.
Let me say, let me go like 10 seconds. Double tap that real quick, but definitely, man. And again, rest in peace to Memphis Showboats running back, Alex Collins. You know what I mean? Again, the NFL and nobody really credited the fact that he was a current Memphis Showboat member. You know, they just kept referring to him as former Seattle Seahawk and former Baltimore Raven. So rest in peace to him. My condolences and prayers go out to his family, his friends, his teammates, his organization that he was currently with, you know what I mean? And just everybody that know that they lost a great man and a great person, a great dad, great husband. So, big rest in peace,
man.
And again, guys, I want to thank everybody that's here on Facebook. We want to thank everybody that's here on YouTube. Angel, what's going on, brother? It's no problem. Hey, man,
what's up,
do me
Angel?
a big, huge favor. Angel, just go back and watch this episode because it was a great episode. We did not have Kevin Thurman on today, unfortunately. He wasn't able to make it, so we will be rescheduling that interview for another date. So you guys get ready for that. I will keep me and Gabe will keep you updated on Facebook and Twitter, so that you guys will know when that interview will be going on. And like I said, just follow our socials so you guys can stay up to date with everything. Gabe's going to be coming with some gaming streams here in a couple months too, guys. So get ready for that. We're expanding everything that we're doing. So, just be ready. Yes, prayers go out
to just real quick, bro, if I may really quick. I know we had that somber note right now, but just maybe take it up on a little bit higher note, man. I had some really, really great news this week, man. It was awesome this week, man. So my mom, just a quick rundown. She's been battling the last 2 years, her second bout with cancer. And after 2 years of treatment again, she went 2 days ago, did her exam, negative. She's back in remission, man. So I wanted to share that with everybody. Just wanted to share that with everybody, man, that, I'm happy, man. So I just want to kind of share some of the positive vibes with everybody else, man.
Yes,
God is good, or whatever it is you believe in, man. Just prayer works, man. And I just wanted to share some of that happiness with everybody, so that we don't leave on that somber note, man. That I'm happy, bro. I'm like, it totally made my week, my month, my year, everything, brother.
I already know, man. And congratulations to Madre. We are so thankful to the man upstairs for keeping his healing hands on her, man. That's a wonderful thing, man. That's an awesome thing to hear.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, guys.
Everyone. Yeah, thank you. That's awesome, man. So definitely, you guys. Thank you, Hit. I appreciate the love, man. Thank you again for the fan mail. If you guys want to send in your fan mail questions, please email them to the gridironpodcast@gmail.com. If you'd like to send in your fan mail questions for Gabe and the Gridiron Nation, my boy Double G, you ain't even gonna see Gabe Garcia no more. You guys see that? Double G. See that. You're gonna see Double G from now on. But yeah, if you want to go and definitely email your fan mail questions for Gabe on his show, Gridiron Nation, just email him right there to gridironnationpodcast@gmail.com. for his show tomorrow. He's going to see Blue Beetle today. I seen Blue Beetle yesterday. So be ready. We will be talking about some. He will be talking about some Blue Beetle. I'm going to actually be sending him some questions about what he thought about the movie and things like that for some fan mail questions, as well as some other questions as well about what he'll be discussing tomorrow. So if you guys want to send your questions again, just go right here to this email, gridironnationpodcast@gmail.com. Now, this is something new that I want to start ending the show. You know what I mean? Yeah, OG Double G. You know what I'm saying? OG Double G, baby. You feel me? That's what I'm talking about. But I want to start doing this to end every show, honestly. And it's something that you do on your show. And you use that Bruce Lee quote, man. So why don't you go ahead and end the show with that?
All right, y'all. So you follow my show, you already know the drill here, man. Angel, I know you and Hando definitely know. Rig, I know you've been keeping up. So it's got to be on a positive note, y'all. And I think if anything, it's even more inspiring now to use this quote because of everything that I just told y'all about my mom. Life's gonna throw BS at it, y'all, every day. All of us, we face this stuff every day, man. Whether it's BS at work, outside of work, at home, internet, whatever. You're going to face some BS, y'all. But it don't matter, man, because you're strong enough to get through it, strong enough to get by it. You know why? Because all you got to do is adapt. How do you adapt? In the words of the great Bruce Lee, all you got to do is be water, my friends.
Be water, my
Gridiron show, baby.
Holla at your boys. We'll see y'all next week.
See y'all next week, y'all.
Love y'all. Peace out.